My greatest lifetime memory is my moment when I embraced God. This was a moment when I was going through a tough time. I had lost everything. I basically sat down and I started reflecting, and I felt compelled to put my hands together. Well, I remember I said to myself, well, I don't pray, so what do I say? And I just said, thank you. And then waterfalls of tears came flying out of my eyes like, psh. This is like going on for a whole minute.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.
So I'm super excited, like super excited to sit down with Jason, the art god, Lee. Jason Lee.
Thank you, brother. I give you 7.5 for that one
Yeah, that was weak.
out of 10.
Because on the phone,
Yeah,
man, I
it
killed that
was.
shit.
You know what it
Thank
is?
you for being real, by the way,
Yes,
bro. Let's start it off with
7.5.
some realness.
You know what? 7.5 because this is what I'm. People don't understand how much of a marketing genius that I am with my mentality. So
I love how modest you are, Jason. Let's start with that.
no, thank you. I appreciate that.
We're gonna talk
I'm-
about
I'm-
modesty
I'm
because
actually-
because false modesty has hurt me in my life a lot, and I'm uncomfortable with over celebrating myself or when others do it a little bit. So I'd like to understand it better because I know that it's hurt me. That there's a balance there of having confidence and having like false confidence. So
Yeah.
we'll come back to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, like for me, like people don't realize that I was born and raised in art, creativity, right? So, but I don't look at art as just the drawing or the image of it. I get deep into it because I understand that I could draw out the emotion, like the passion. I see the finer details of all that stuff than a normal human being. So, like when I say a marketing genius, as far as like the intro, right? My mind automatically see this is why I became an artist, a kid, just a regular kid who wanted to be an artist, who became an artist and then surpassed and dominated to become a master artist. And then I was the best of the best in the game. I never like there's no I've never been defeated by any other artist as far as a challenge wise
How
or
does one get defeated as an artist?
easily, really easily.
How?
So if you're an artist and let's say you do one style of artwork, right? And then somebody says, "Hey, is that all you could do?" I'm a one-trick pony, baby, one-dimensional artist. But if you're an artist that says, "Oh man, I could do this style, I could do that style, I could do that. Actually, I could do all styles, and I could create new styles also." That's a different kind of mentality of thinking as an artist. So that's what I call infinite ability and
Okay,
power.
so
Yeah.
this is interesting.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, and I'm being like
Yeah.
sincere here.
Yeah.
You believe in art as like this bigger concept of creativity versus what most people think of themselves as an artist is. They automatically go, "What kind?" Like, "Oh, I am a oil-based painter on canvas, or I'm a graffiti artist, or I'm this, or I'm an event planner." But you're saying you're thinking of art as a more general philosophy.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: is it
Yeah.
valid to be a master of one style of art? Because there are a lot of people that master one lane and they're amazing at it.
Yeah.
Can you still call yourself a master artist or not, in your opinion?
You're a master of that one general craft.
Got it.
You could be
Or that
that.
one specific.
Yeah, that one specific craft.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you could be that. There's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of artists that are one-dimensional artists. Most artists, I would say, are one-dimensional artists.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's interesting because like I get more what you mean when you
Yeah.
say, "Hey, like no one can really step to me," because
Right.
you're thinking about art on a different level.
Different
and I
level.
get that.
Yeah.
To you, art could be an experiential thing. You
So-
could create a distraction in a subway, and that's art.
Yeah.
And why not you're constantly evolving your art form.
Yeah.
Now it's podcasting. It's also part of your art.
Yeah. Like to me, reason why like people who say art, right? It's a limited mentality to say art. That's why for me I always tell people I create innovation. high-powered innovation. Now
Is
it's
it
a
yeah.
different if it's a different thought process from somebody who just sees a painting or art like on a wall, or art as a commodity or something, or just like some asset that like I
Explain.
want that image,
So
but it
explain that.
yeah, so it's so people when you go to art school, right? This is probably like the biggest problem in the education system in art. Um, when you go to art school, they don't teach you about the business of art, and they don't teach you about the limits of art, right?
They
So,
teach you about the limits of art. They say,
well,
stay in the line, do it this way. This is how you do this.
well, they teach you about the limits, but then right, but then they
Yeah,
also don't teach you about the limitless part about
right.
it,
And the
right?
business, and they give
Yeah,
you
the
a tiny little
business.
lane.
They definitely don't teach you the business. That's for sure. They won't teach you like you need a art money 101,
So
you know.
give
So,
us like a 2 to 5 minute
uh,
course.
but I
So
was gonna
yeah,
say
go ahead.
back to the innovation.
Yeah, yeah.
So my mentality was most artists in this world, when they think about art, they say like it's. I always tell people it's not about how well the art's created. That's like only one mentality towards something that you might see. I said it's deeper than just the rendering. I could render it better than any other artist if I wanted to. Yes, I could, but that doesn't make that the best amazing concept in the world.
Right.
I told you it's about the idea, the concept that
And the
is the
story.
most powerful, the
And the
most
story too.
valuable, right? That's where everything starts, the story. And then if you create that concept, then that's why I create that into a reality. And I have the ability, my skill is just something that I show in front of people to show my God-given talent to be able to take an extreme of an object or a mark and make it into reality, right?
Right.
Like I've
And
owned,
even the thought process going into it,
yeah,
the discussion you have in your head or with someone else on what is the expression going to even be is part of the art.
yeah,
The rendering is just a part of that expression. So if you just go straight to the rendering,
yeah,
that may not mean anything just because you have technically great drawings, but what's the story behind it that's going to connect with people now?
yeah.
For example, Josh and I, our producer, videographer, photographer, man, overall man extraordinaire over here, we were talking about his photo shoots, and I was just challenging him to say, do you sit down and interview your customers before you do the photo shoot every time, as if you're doing a podcast, as if you're asking them, hey, what's your story? What are we doing here today? Instead of, all right, how's it going, guys? So what are we doing? A photo shoot. Okay, sit over there. All right, guys, let me have you guys together. That's not going to be a piece of art. It's just going to be like them smiling like they always do in every picture. But if you want to be Humans of New York level, he would find somebody that would tell his or her story, get to know the person, and snap that one perfect shot. So if you see his book, it's like that one perfect shot that tells a story that's then described in his beautiful paragraph. He's a storyteller, man. So it's not just oh, I clicked a picture. Who the fuck cares? Anybody can click a picture. Why did you stand there at that time with that lighting and that person with that emotion? How did you get them in that state of mind? He was talking to them. They started thinking, and he goes, boom, that's it right there. That's who you are. I just captured the essence of you in this moment. Sad, happy, whatever it is. So I think that's you're expressing art on like a deep, deep level, not just, oh, I'm good at drawing somebody's face. Like when you draw people's portraits, tell me about the process really. It's not just pencil strokes, which are beautiful and super detailed, by the way. And I didn't realize how masterful until I got really close, and I was like, holy shit, there's like 100 little pencil marks within a centimeter square that is like, looks like it's carefully thought through. Right. So what's your
Yes.
process for drawing somebody, man?
Yes, I'll be real with it. I'm the Michelangelo of today, of this modern generation. That's why I draw. I draw people. Artists in this day and age do not do that. That's a Renaissance technique that was done over 500 years ago. Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Raphael. Those artists did that.
Explain, please.
They
I'm
drew, they would
a art
draw.
dummy.
They would have to draw every day a person, people. They would have to just go out into the world, sketchbook in hand, king and queen. I draw you.
Why?
You know,
Why?
like
Explain.
to basically perfect their technique of drawing, right? How do you become a great artist at drawing?
Right.
You got to draw every day.
Right.
If you don't draw
100%.
every day, you lose. You lose the natural ability first off, because you're gonna lose the sense of dominating the canvas. So like
You're
I'm
not connected with the canvas or the instrument anymore.
not connected with it, and not taking it from a slow speed to a high intensity speed,
Right.
right? So when you
It's like coming off of an off season and jumping into a preseason game and stinking it up because you're still the same player, but not yet in the flow. So you
Yeah.
got to be in the flow every day.
yeah. I always tell people art's not the education of art's not difficult at all. If you want to be an artist, then start drawing. Get a sketchbook and start drawing. You're gonna start drawing one, then maybe you might draw 10. You might draw. Then I'm gonna test you to draw 100, and then draw 1,000. And after the 1,000th one, I want you to look at the difference from the 1,000th to the first one.
Beautiful.
And then you're gonna see the difference in how much skill you developed. It's so
Bro,
simple.
Can I tell you? That little story is so powerful because the reason when we work on ourselves, we stop is because we don't plot the improvements on a graph. The reason companies have month to month meetings is they sometimes are surprised. Oh shit, we didn't realize last month we only did this month we did better. Art, I didn't think about this. No wonder, because people always go, how do you stay motivated? How do you? The first 10 or 20 pictures aren't really motivating you. You have to just do it for the love and the practice. But when you get to the 1,000th one and you fucking line that shit up on a wall and go, I just improved, like, and you see it, it's an actual visual representation of your improvement. That's why you're like, I'm never stopping. Because I keep seeing that wall getting more and more amazing. And now it's not even a picture on the wall anymore. It's like Carnegie Hall. Like it's not even a picture anymore. It's like a fucking NFT hologram now. It's like you just keep evolving to this limitless artist.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Interesting,
Yeah,
man. That's good shit, dude.
Yeah, it's so crazy. We got deep into it, and
I
we
know.
didn't even introduce myself properly to the world.
Yeah, so introduce
Actually, back
yourself,
to-
man. Yeah,
back to
'cause I want to
the-
get into the really juicy topic of your brand and
Yeah.
you calling yourself the art god and what
Yes.
that means, and really crack into that nut with you, like
Yeah.
with no
You're gonna
no,
actually
like,
you're gonna get
punches
the
pulled,
you're
yeah.
gonna get the full story.
yeah. And I want to challenge you.
I think there's things that I've kind of told you about a little
Yeah.
bit about myself, but I haven't really in depth told you the story and the meaning behind it. And
Can I also challenge you to like really, when we talk sometimes?
Yes.
And I probably do it too, and you can call me out too. Like, I can't help but play to the camera a little bit. Meaning, like, I'm aware that, Ani's here, Josh is here, cameras, but it's only like we're only affected a percentage, and I want to have, when we have like our nobody's around conversations,
Right.
that's so helpful, man.
Thank you.
'Cause
Yeah, I
it's-
appreciate that.
And that's where we see each other's essence, I think, fully, and we're not really like playing to like anybody, but
Yeah.
tapping into really what our minds are saying and what we're thinking. And then I might not agree with something, and I love how I can challenge you and say, dude, like that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And then sometimes you tell me something that I go, damn, dude, that's like, I never thought of the shift. I just assumed that is how it is. And then you go, no, but I'm aware of that. I'm trying to make people do that. And then, so I want to get into this, man. Like, go ahead. Tell us
Absolutely,
who you
yes.
are first, and
Yes.
then we'll go from there.
I want to do this actually first because you did your introduction, the Bruce Buffer introduction of the
Warm
art
up.
god.
I got another
right?
one for you.
You did
Go
the warm up.
ahead.
You gotta. Let me tell you. I'll throw out all the information to you about why my mind is so intuitive about marketing, genius brand design marketing. Right? You have to think like a genius with your brand design. And not only your brand design, your image, your perception value, but how you speak and how the words that people say about you represent you. and how much of a leader you are about that. If you're not a leader about that, then you cannot have honor for somebody who screams your name out with honor in a proud way. But if I feel that you want to go to war with me, yeah, and I want you to to lead the path, then I'm standing right there next to you, like proud, proud. And I look at words are so important, and I say think like a genius of marketing, because my marketing as the art god is backed by these key figures: God Almighty. You have Floyd Money Mayweather mentality. You have King Leonidas from 300 mentality. You have WWE legendary Hall of Famer and superstar in the movie world, The Rock, represented. You have Wolverine from the X-Men represented inside my blood. So those are the figments of the characters that are inside my persona, how I am the art god, how I express myself to the world. So words and how it's spoken are very important. And I love how when The Rock came out, me and my boy Mike, he's a genius of marketing as well. We have these, I call it genius mastermind conversations about brand marketing. Why? Because we're always like this, starting our conversation. I walk in the room, he answers the phone, and I say, "It's time, baby. If you smell what The Rock is cooking," I scream it out. And then he's like, "Oh my God. That's the marketing we need right there, baby." That's what I'm talking about. That's how you can't be more realer than that. So, and it's really real too and intuitive when you see it. If you got up and you grabbed the mic and you roared it like King Kong, there are levels to the game. You know what I mean? There's levels to the game of creativity and expression. So that's what I test people on, and I challenge them. That's why I'm the art god. I'm beyond any of these artists here on earth, because I don't think like a human being when it comes to art. I think in divinity, divine. I can create the future. I'm beyond Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and any of these high-powered billionaires. They need me to show them the future. So that's what I do every single day. I think in divinity. I have the ability now, and I always tell people, if you want to live your life to the fullest, like you're going to die tomorrow. If you're going to die tomorrow, what you going to do today? You're going to get real with people.
Hard to put yourself in that mindset.
It's not hard. It's not difficult
Well,
at
maybe
all.
not for you.
Not for me.
I speak to the masses, I think, or I try to, at least. Maybe I think of it as like people like me that are, maybe I'm not typical, but I fall into the category of most that struggle with their confidence, struggle with figuring themselves out. Maybe you found it. Maybe you have had a vision that you believe in for whatever, be it real or not. I respect that you may believe what you're saying. And right or wrong, true or false, it's your reality. So just like somebody that's very religious and says, God is watching over me and helping me win this championship, if that's what helps them stay confident and, work hard because they think they're the chosen one, hey, if it works, it works. It doesn't work for me because I can't believe in something that I don't know to be true. So I like to stay open to the fact that I don't know anything, right? And there's a lot of people out there struggling that can't talk like you. Great, man. Like part of me was uncomfortable and part of me was like, keep an open mind and go, shit, people do that. And a lot of successful people can be like, boom in your face, right? So great. The fact that I'm not there yet, don't judge that. Don't overly judge that kind of emotion, which could be scary to some people. Like, it does make me wonder, where is that coming from? Is it purely marketing that you're just trying to be this like super confident person to battle your insecurities and your uncertainty about the future and your abilities? Or do you really believe that you're like special in terms of compared to other people? You've been chosen to do this thing, whatever that is. It may be your truth, but then I also can't forget about the 99% that are never going to get to a truth like that.
Yeah.
And so how do they deal with their everyday struggles? And if they can't get to your level and the way you're talking, that means I have to feel bad. If I believe you, I have no choice but to feel bad about myself, because how come I can't get to that level of like confidence and just roar it out like that? And most people aren't going to be able to do that. So what are they left with? That's why I don't like going to, like, I went to Tony Robbins and I learned a lot because I wanted to do things like that for people. But I didn't like how, and I think they do it knowingly. And I respect Tony Robbins, and I learned a lot from that, like, mindset, because it taught me a lot of what I know now, a lot of the foundation. But it's a lot of like overhyping people. And they do try to say, hey, you're going to come off this high, try not to get depressed. And you know what, man? Like 10% of people, they use that event to get over the hump, and 90% fall back into depression and have to come back to Tony Robbins every year to get themselves out of their depression, because they need somebody to hype them up, because they think maybe this time I could be great and I can be a god like Jason. And then when they fall short, they go back to the depression. I preach, hey, you don't have to be great. It's your game. It's your choice. Some people are destined to be destitute. Like, people die homeless and poor, and they're drug addicts their whole life and they never come out of it. What about them? Like, I still love them and I still empathize that could be me. My job is not to be great. I just think, hey, let me learn how to play this game better so I can like survive this Monopoly game, this complex relationship business game, and have a great life or have a great adventure and have great experiences. I don't know if I need to have to get to a certain level. I do like to improve all the time. You know why? Because I'm a selfish bastard. When I improve, when I get more emotionally intelligent, my life gets better. So I just want to do it for me, and by chance it helps the people around me because I have better relationships.
Yeah.
You are preaching greatness and like a level of achievement, and I do want to like the Art God brand. Honestly, I want to understand, like, the way you just described it. I've never heard you go like be that demonstrative.
I didn't go in depth.
Confidence.
Yeah, I didn't go in depth
Explain, because
of the.
is it just the branding, or is it, you know
It's
what I
the
mean?
inspiration.
Yeah.
It's an inspiration. As a creative mind, it starts with a concept, right? So here's a lighter, brother. It starts with a concept. So in order to develop a concept, you got to be inspired by something, right? So obviously, for me, each and every one of us is going to be inspired by different things. That's why we have our own creative representation of an art legacy to live, right? My legacy is my own. It's not everybody's legacy. This is only the art gods, So that's why my mentality is to be honest about it. I can only be real about it, and I respect the people. I do respect the people. That's why I started to say contribution in this world.
Yeah.
I demand contribution out of people. Like, I speak on that, right? Because I want to know your truth. Like, I want to know, like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Make a lot of money for? I don't want to talk about making a lot of money, but what is it for? How is it different from other people's answers? Like,
Sure.
That's what I want to know. So I say contribution. So for me, that's how you're going to get to know somebody's real purpose in life, because everybody needs a contribution in this world.
Yeah, I think
to
it's
put forward.
instinctual. It's in our DNA.
Yeah.
To contribute to the tribe in some
Yeah.
way, or else you feel like you're useless. That's how
Yeah.
we've survived.
So that's
But
why
I just think that's just a genetic, trait we have, right?
Yeah.
And it could be a lot of different things. As long as you feel useful, you're going to feel better. And if
Yeah.
you can find the thing that you love doing the most,
Yeah.
and you can express yourself the most authentically, you're just going to be more fulfilled.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to pursue that. It just makes the experience better. And I agree with that.
Yeah.
But see,
That's
now,
why that's why I created different outlets for my talent and my skill. and my brand design, of what I do. So there's like the true high intensity, high powered innovation part of it, right? And then there's also the philanthropy part of it, which is basically for the people who don't have much talent in this world, for the people who struggle, who can't draw. They just got mental uh, limitations upon their creativity, so they're not able to actually draw, paint. They don't know how to do all that stuff. So that's all for me myself. I can't. What I did, I can't stay on that because I have to draw and like time is money, right? So I have to create. I got to create a piece of innovation every day. So in order for me to actually do something for the people, I got to create contribution towards philanthropy. How can I help teach kids how to draw? That's why, and art therapy, which is just giving people an outlet to just create. It doesn't matter if you're good or bad, just do it. You know what I mean? That's the part that's about for the people, for just the general public. So I do see your perspective, and I love that too. That's why I do that for the
So,
general public.
okay, if I could
But the
keep
art guide, the innovation
Yeah.
side, that's only the best of the best right there. That's only the best of the best. If you can't draw with the best illustrators or artists in the world, you shouldn't be in the room. If you can't paint on the highest level than the best painters in the world, you shouldn't be in the room.
maybe not in that room.
If you
I
cannot
think you should be in whatever room
if you
wanna
cannot sit down at the table and innovate with the highest innovators in that time frame, I'm not talking about
Yeah.
anybody should be able to do it. There aren't certain people who are going to do that stuff. It's very limited, right? So that's innovation to me. Innovation is like the most difficult challenges that an artist can achieve. Not everyone in this world is going to do that. Of
Right.
course, that you got to
Not at
that
that
you got to
level.
be honest and real with that. Definitely, ain't nobody is going to do that. Not most people won't do that.
Sure.
So, understanding that perspective means that you're going to be honest with your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
You know you're shooting to be all the way to the top of the mountain, and you're launching up there, and you cannot actually be weighted behind on the normal mentality of other
Right.
artists or other people. So,
So you're priming yourself to get your state of mind into like an elevated space, like a fighter. And I'm saying, I'm trying to understand it, right? And I agree with it in some ways. Like a fighter goes into a fight and their manager's like, you're the fucking best, man. You're the fucking king. They got to get you at a certain level so you can fight at that level. You have to have
Men-
100% confidence. You can't go
mentally,
in
psychologically,
thinking,
spiritually.
doubting yourself. So
Yeah.
you need to go in every time, every day that you paint. So you almost have to be in this state of mind. Whether it's real or not isn't really as important as maintaining that confidence. Is that right?
Man, for me, it started as a child. I'll be real honest. Like
Yeah.
when I was like in kindergarten, first, second, third grade, I was always dominating the other kids in art. Other kids would just surround my table and they wanted me to make art for them already at such a young age that I was already, to me, I understood dominance and skill at such a young age that I understood that I had that ability to one up any other artist that was just in my path. And not a lot of artists will express it like that. Most artists
Right.
won't.
Often the way you describe it for most people comes across arrogant.
Yeah.
And it's happened when you've introduced yourself to people in my circle, and it's been interesting conversation because you and I have talked about it, and you're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that they think that. I want them to challenge me and ask me, and it's created. And then when people get to know you, they're like, oh, like you can back it up, because a lot of people talk a big game and they can't back it
You
up.
can't back it up.
But on the other hand, a lot of amazing people really talk it up and back it up. So then you don't always know, and I guess you have to be willing to be brave enough to demand that of yourself, and you're kind of calling yourself out. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Because
I'm
the
not
way you
only-
came up with the concept is interesting, right? It was almost like a call out.
Yeah. Because to be called entitled the art god, and for me to walk upon this world, it's to challenge other people to challenge me. That's the most important thing about it, and it brings uncomfortable energy,
Yeah.
but it also brings high powered impact. of just remembering the name. Oh, art god. That's who he stated who he was?
Right.
Yeah, that guy over there, the art god, he demanded it. Did you see him? How
Right.
dare he do that?
Right.
You know, and so that is I've already thought that through. I embrace that. I love that
That's
reaction.
amazing, dude. Because
Yeah.
I get really uncomfortable when I
Yeah.
make people uncomfortable. I told you this, like when you introduce yourself as the art god,
Yeah.
and here's how it goes, right? It's like, we're going around the room, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Jason Lee. I'm Jason, the art god."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, you're an artist." He goes, "No, I'm a master artist. I am the art god."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, like they kind of
Yeah.
get, and you know it, but you're
Yeah.
okay. You're still like nice, and you're so kind,
Yes.
and your demeanor is so warm that it confuses people
Yes.
because they're like, what the fuck? Like you look like
Yes.
a Zen master, and then you're like, I'm the art guy. So then they think,
Yes.
is he crazy?
Yes.
Right? Is he arrogant? Is he an ass? And so some people go away, but the people that are like kind of like a little bit more open, and I guess that's how you filter the open people. At least they'll either say something to you like, "What do you mean you're the art god?" or they'll ask me, and then that's what happened. And then you end up coming to another meeting and blowing everybody away with your ideas. And then they're like, but they were joking about you in the meeting, going, Jason's such a fucking nice guy. And I'm like, I know, he's the kindest, most gentlest, most empathetic, warmest soul. Like, even when we shake or give each other a hug, you almost like are water, you like blend in with the person, man. Like, you're just like flowing with them. Oh, you want to shake over here? You're very like reflective of people, right? Like, and so when you come across, and then I'm just saying, I don't know how you guys felt, but when you were like fucking going for it right there and yelling and shaking, like,
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know. I was like, okay, I'm going to experience this, but I definitely was like having my shit. Is this where I find out Jason is completely off his rocker? You don't know.
Dude, you gotta be if you want to be.
That's what
the
I'm saying.
greatest,
You almost
like,
are putting yourself there consciously. I'm trying to let people relate to you though, because like I'm telling you, like
you know,
I don't
some
want people to miss out on the magic of Jason, because like Jason Lee, the art god, the master artist. I don't mind a master artist because like there's master distillers. See, but who cares? Who cares?
Dude, bro.
Be a
Anyway,
distiller god, right? Why not?
dude, a master
Who said
artist.
God is their word?
I'm telling you, a master artist is limited. You know why? Because there's no divinity in it. A master artist will always be a slave to a wealthy individual or corporation that's going to pay that master artist to create something for him because he has the ability to anything into a reality. But an art god doesn't do that. Our God has control of his own destiny and expands, everything creative wise for the future innovation.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what the
It's a
problem for
difference.
me is? The word God, because I like grew up non-religious and it always scared me. Like, not scared me, but I always feel like I got persecuted for like not being religious maybe somehow. And like the word God has this negative, not that I know there could be a God. I'm not saying there isn't a God. I just say I don't know. And so when someone starts talking about God, I start thinking, oh, it's religious. It's religious. But that's only because I've programmed myself to think that religion is just a concept. Forget that. You're talking about God as whatever creation made this fucking experience. Whether it's a game programmer, because this is a virtual reality game, or this is some energy or magic, or a person or a thing, or a ball of light, or you. God is just the source of the creation. So what you're saying is, I'm not a like master of art as defined by whatever people say art is.
Human beings.
That's mastering art, existing art. I have mastered distilling, so now I can distill. You're an art god, meaning that gives you the right to create something brand new that doesn't require, you are the master, because you created that shit.
Yes, yes.
So you first became a master, right? Dude, you first became a master like Miles Davis. He went to
Yes.
Juilliard. He studied that shit.
Yes.
He understood all the teachings of all the masters that came before him and became a music master.
Yes.
And then he said, now I'm going to become a music god and create some fucking jazz that ain't never been seen before to my fucking beat. Just like our podcast is cinematic. And everyone told us, don't do that. That's not going to work. You just need talking heads. And I'm like, and because I was thinking like trying to master the podcast, I guess, like how do I do this podcast? I wasn't thinking like a pod god, like, and going, I'm going to create whatever. What is a podcast? Why is it even called a podcast? This is this is a window
Yep.
through God's eye, which is Josh, because he's trying to be God's eye in this conversation. Where would God put the camera? This is a window into a private conversation between two very almost clinically philosophical, like we can't stop being philosophical. And that's all it is, man. We're just sharing that, whatever you want to call it. To me, I don't care about if it's a talking head. I want the person to see as much of the authentic conversation as possible.
Yeah.
So a moving camera from the eye of God, Josh. And we're just taking back the word God.
Yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
We're just saying God as the creation of this experience. How about that?
It's a word.
I have a problem with that word because I think people that I used to think I was atheist, I used to think, oh no, I'm agnostic. I've learned about all the religions too. I'm open to their philosophies, their ideas. But then I come back to, well, I don't know. We don't know, right? And so the idea of God makes me go, oh, that means I'm religious, right? But the truth is, this thing came from somewhere, this experience. So that's all it is. It's not a person necessarily. It's whatever it is. And you're just saying, I'm going to strive for creation. I'm going to go at art from a creation level versus a master level. You're a fucking genius.
Dude, I told you, my mentality only thinks like
But
a
you're so
high-powered
uncomfortable,
genius.
bro.
It's like a
Do you have to
high-powered
do the
genius.
yelling and the...
I'm not yelling right now.
No,
That
not
was
now.
just
See?
that was just the intro.
See, but was that you going into your WWE character?
I love WWE. You didn't know I love WWE?
I know you love that. So is that you going into
I
the
grew up
WWE
on Hulk
character?
Hogan. I grew up
I
on...
did too. I didn't
Yeah.
watch it maybe as
Iron
religiously as
Sheik,
you did, obviously. But
Jake the Snake Roberts,
dude,
Macho Man,
Junkyard
Randy
Dog.
Savage. I mimicked them I was like in the mirror, everything. You know what I mean? Like I was doing,
Randy Savage, bro.
like the poses, just the persona.
Dude, 6
People
a.m.
don't
motherfucker.
realize-
Let's get us in shape so you could actually
People don't
show the
realize
Randy Savage
that-
guns.
That like aspect of it on the marketable side is what people don't pay attention to.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm understanding
me-
because we could show that clip of you
Yeah.
and people will go, dude, this dude is like, woo.
Dude, you got to. Why did I do it? You think I did it so the world wouldn't see it? I got like we're being real. You know what I mean? Like
Jason, you are a fucking enigma, bro. I don't understand you yet, but I can't stop trying.
I love you too because he's the voice. You are the voice of the people.
I'm the voice
And
of
the
reason,
voice-
bro. I'm sorry.
Yep.
You have to come with reason, but I'm open to anyone's creative ideas and philosophies. But I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to be like, I'm not 1 + 1 is 3, really? Like, just explain it to me. But you're explaining it in a way I've never thought about. Like, I want people to be uncomfortable. I never thought of that being an approach. And I do wonder, like, well, I think, okay, I'm just being honest. I think, okay, dude, that's maybe for Mayweather. If I was his talent manager, I'd say, dude, yes, be like, I'm the fucking boxing god, bitches. And like, that's his persona. He's the bad boy of boxing. I got money. Fuck you. It works. And then I hang with you. And like I said before, you're this like Yoda, dude. You're like fucking the human Yoda, man. Like, I mean that in a nice way. I'm not saying you actually look like Yoda.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're like this ultimate Zen master that can beat your ass probably and is probably, dude, can dance, is a business master, is understanding branding, is whatever, all the things you are, like, and calm and zenful and kind and empathetic and able to take all kinds of like feedback, even anything I've said to you, you're like, let's talk about that. You like
Yes.
it. And then you go and do this WWE thing on your videos
Yes.
here. And
Yes.
like, people like me that were raised, hey, what are you doing? That's rude. Hey, don't talk like that. Say hello. Do not brag about yourself. That's how I was raised. So it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, that's uncomfortable. I want to apologize for you. Like, guys, he's not crazy. He's just, because I'm like, oh, people are thinking. I'm an OCD overthinker, baby. Like, you're giving me therapy. Do you understand?
Yes.
Because
yes.
I'm like, I need to not give a shit too. Like, what if I could like yell like that? Fuck everybody. Fuck if they think I'm crazy. Does that make me crazy? Do I need them to think I'm not crazy for me to stay sane? Maybe I do. No, I don't. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So I'm tapping into it. I just need time. I know
Yeah.
you were trying to get me to like give you an outro, which I will.
Yeah.
I took the challenge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do an outro,
Oh,
and it's
yeah?
gonna be loud. I didn't want to break the microphone, to be honest. It's coming, dude. I get it. It took me. I needed to like marinate on what you did to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
You know what? No, it's,
The quivering lip was a little-
It's actually really intense.
You're intense,
I'm so it's very intense.
It's
That rock, the rock introduction, right? Like, people don't give that enough attention and respect towards why he became the greatest wrestler. He skyrocketed
Bro.
to being like the #1 Hall of Fame wrestler for WWE of all time, surpassing Hulk Hogan. This is like legendary status. And then not only that, to being the world's highest paid actor in the world.
okay.
What?
Let me tell you something. I got something to
What?
tell you. Okay, I got something to tell you. Valid. And I know you love WWE, and I get that you love Mayweather. You love that mentality. You're a killer. You like 300, blah, blah, blah. But, and you can say that it's good for branding because look what happened with, look what happened with The Rock. Look what happened with this person. Look what happened with that person. But let's just real quick, give me a minute.
Yes, yes.
Gandhi
Gandhi.
didn't have to brand himself that way.
Yes.
Yoda, very popular, didn't have to go, fuck you, motherfuckers. He's like, love is Yoda or whatever.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm just wondering if you're going to reach more of the globe and impact more of the globe by branding yourself into like that, what I see as your essence, which is this like
So
just
I
fucking
think
flow like water, Zen master, art god, even if it's the art god, but it's like
Yeah.
it's this calm zenful god that sometimes kicks you in your ass.
so. Papa Rick, I wanted to tell you, it's the reason why I'm the art god, because I have both spectrums, right? So you have the younger generation, and then you have the older generation, and you have the aspect of calmness, serenity, meditation, very positive, non-emotional, right? Zen Master 5000. Other side, like I said, this is high-powered innovation. You cannot be wasting the time, the essence of the ability to help and contribution. If you got all these high-powered billionaires and executives sitting in a room and they're paying you, they're like, innovate for us right now. We need this. That's a different spectrum. That one right there, and that's why it goes back to this. And my methodology with teaching people how to draw and create artwork, I had this conversation with Josh about it because he asked. We were joking around about it in the last podcast that we had when I said, yes, like I said, I told you it all the way through. The first drawing you do, if you've never drawn, is not going to be good. After 10, after 100, and after 1,000, look at the difference. So it's about numbers. So if I told an artist, I said, we're sitting down at a table and you want to learn how to draw, this is what I do. Draw one picture for me. Do it in like 5 minutes though. You draw it in like 5 minutes. Done. Then I go, cool. Draw 10 for me. Do it in like 10 minutes. Well, I don't know. This is kind of tough. Oh, I've never done it before. Dude, get it out. Draw. They do 10, but it's more difficult, right? So being a master artist and an art god is about, you can only draw more if you challenge yourself. If you don't challenge yourself, then you're going to be doing like the most simplest
thing. I love
thing.
that you get practical on that, man.
Yeah.
By the way, Dr. Chill might be here, so.
Oh, okay.
But we can keep going, man.
Yeah.
Just maybe grab the door. But
Yeah.
I had this amazing idea, and I'm sorry to I just had this vision, and I have to say it. You and Ben, art therapy, every other Friday right here, and then we roll into a podcast.
That's what I'm saying. And then I bring
You and Ben, bro.
Yes.
He is an artist.
Yes.
You have to see his doodling, but he's never had anyone allow him to be an art god. Remember how I was limiting him?
Yep.
And I was like, I understand. Like, I shouldn't do that.
No.
Like, Ben, don't put. And you're like, let him do whatever.
Yeah.
We'll paint over it. It'll be
Yeah.
blotchy. So what?
Yeah.
I get it, man.
If he paints
I have
on
an
the-
anxiety
if he
about
paints
that.
on
Yeah.
the wall, then you have to properly correct that with him and just say, Ben, stay right here. Don't paint right there.
Right.
You know, that's just education and
Right,
just
man.
being patient. You know, to teach. But
Dude,
like,
you have a way with Ben that very few people do because of your level of patience. It is off the charts, man.
I love that.
I wish Ben's not going to be here this Friday. Maybe I could borrow him. We'll see. But
It'd be great to see Ben.
let's do art therapy with Ben, man.
You're right. That's what. Remember, I was telling
We'll
you. That's
invite Ben's friend.
yes.
Oh my God, it's okay.
Any friends?
I'm gonna
right?
think of the name.
Yeah.
All his friends, man.
All his
Arya.
Yeah.
No, seriously, he's got to like people that would come. Kian,
Yes.
that would be amazing, dude.
Amazing.
And
And I'm gonna bring Scott, my business partner.
Yeah.
That I did esoteric with. He was the main investor. He would love it because he says
let me
he can
tell you
help.
the concept. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm just so
Yeah.
excited about this, man.
And I told him about
Yeah.
our podcast
Yeah.
production, and he loved it. He just
Bro,
said,
bring him on.
"Man,
Bring him on. We're gonna talk. Let
Yeah.
me just say this, and we'll get back to you. Be the Hope. Shout out to Be the Hope. BEE the
Yes.
Hope. These two kids that you saw. We went to their fundraiser charity event for homeless. These 13 and 17-year-old kids that started their own organization. We're gonna have them on the podcast at some point.
yes,
Maybe we'll send them this clip and challenge them to come on. But they opened my eyes to something really important, and I want to spread this message, man. And they're geniuses, and their parents are geniuses. Shout out to them for understanding this. Get the kids involved,
get the kids
and the
involved."
parents will follow.
Yes,
Don't get the parents. They're not going to show up. But if the kids get involved, the parents have to show up.
Yes.
You have to drive them there.
Yep.
And then the real art therapy begins. It's not necessarily for Kian. Kian's mom's been through a lot.
yeah,
Kian's dad's been through a lot.
yeah,
They struggle with that, man.
yeah,
Especially with a special needs child. The kid is doing great. He's fucking thrilled.
yeah.
Ben is not having a problem, bro. I'm the one challenged. He's like, I'm living my best life. I don't know why you're getting frustrated with me, dude.
Hey,
I'm not in a hurry to mature. What the fuck do you want from me? I got it
Yes.
good. I
Yes.
get fed every day. Leave me alone.
yes,
And I'm like, no, Ben, you need to hurry up and become 18 years old. I know, man. I need the therapy, not Ben. So
Yeah.
really, the therapy is for me. I'm realizing just right. Actually,
is.
in this moment, I realize, oh, that applies to me.
yeah,
Because I thought, yeah, Ben and the other parents need it. Wait, I still get very impatient with Ben, man. And every time I do, I go, Ben, thank you. I'm sorry I got mad. Sorry, man. You're such an ass. He does push my buttons on purpose. And then I go, I get it. You're teaching me. You see that I'm about to get pissed. And you're like, why?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then I'm like, stop it. Right?
yes,
But the truth is, why am I getting impatient? Why can't I overpower Ben with my intellect and my patience? He's showing me. You know what I'm saying? So I need the therapy, man. Still, like I'm still, when you have
Hey, I'm tripping out on
kids
Ben.
with special needs, man, the parents need the therapy. We go with the kids. We do it for the kids, bro. I have all the special needs connections we will ever need for a lifetime.
Yes,
People I have connected with on the deepest of levels.
let me tell you how Benjamin is so amazing. Oh my God. You know, my favorite speaker of all time is Les Brown. Why do
Yeah,
I
love Les Brown, dude.
why do I love Les Brown?
Oh,
Because
he's dope, dude.
I listen to him every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. And I listen to his messages about life, right? Because he's a big part of the reason why I say live your life to the fullest every single day is because of him.
Yeah.
He roars that to the world. He doesn't just kind of say it to people. That's why Ben and Les Brown says, "What is your why?
Right.
What is your why?" That's the main statement that he says
Exactly, man.
to every single person. Every human in this world needs to know your why.
Bro, can I say that we don't, the average person, I guarantee you, the average person spends less than 10 minutes in their whole life asking their why. I didn't ask until I was a 40-year-old divorcee realizing I got to deal with my anger management issues. And I'm not really as emotionally intelligent as I thought, and all of that, right? So, like, how could I possibly know my why if I don't even know who I am? I'm working a job I don't like. I'm in a relationship that isn't fitting me. Like, you know what I mean? So most people never get their why, but
Yeah.
it is the number one question, and the school system needs to change. Like, it should be why school. The first like 6 years should be like, hey, Billy, what do you like? Okay, tonight, Billy, you're gonna, instead of a boring homework assignment, watch 3 YouTube videos on a day in the life of a boom and do your own video or artistic expression of any kind, Billy. Any kind. You want to write a poem about it? Go ahead. Which YouTube video did you like the most and that you want to explore further? Or 3 new videos, Billy, because there's 10,000 fucking jobs out there, and we're going to figure out your why before you get into middle school so you can start going on field trips and working with fucking people like you. If they want to be an artist, they should go and have a day of art therapy with you so they can go, oh, that's how Art God became a professional artist that gets to do what he loves all day long and live and breathe this shit. That's fucking power, dude. You can't really be powerful if you're not able to do that. So if you fuck up the why, it's a fucking long game, dude. It's a treacherous game. It's a treacherous game of cubicles and hearing Charlie Brown's teacher in every meeting. Wah, 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 wah. The ratios of financial wah, 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 wah. Dude, like, I look back and I get like sick to my stomach because that's like thousands of hours of that. I don't want that. Now I get to be creative. I had the balls to start my own company. I didn't believe in myself before to do that. 10 years ago, I would have laughed and said, I will bet you all of my assets you're on fucking crack. That you think when I'm 47, I'm going to have a podcast talking to artists. Which artist? I never knew an artist. I was in fucking accounting and go home to my kids. That's it, dude. I was done. I was 50 pounds heavier. I was like, I give up. This is my life, man. So I would have been like, no way, you know? Gotta
Definitely.
find your why, dude. All because I didn't find my why.
Definitely.
Dude, art therapy, man.
Art
We gotta
therapy
do
with
that.
Benjamin. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's going to be epic, legendary, my brother. It is.
Dude, that's a
Benjamin
big
is
idea.
a genius. He's a genius.
Total genius, man.
What is your why?
Yes.
It already makes me. I'm gonna do something special. I don't even want to say it right now, but I'm gonna do something special for Ben.
Let's do a what's your why
Yeah.
here. Maybe that's part of the art therapy is like the first time you come, there's no rules. You paint whatever the hell you want.
There's no rules.
But put in your head, like, think about your why. And it might be like a sunset. You want to be on the beach.
Yep.
You want to be whatever. You want to make
Yep.
donuts for a living.
That's
Paint
why
a donut.
that's why when I did the art therapy at our last show, I had said to them, "Be free. If you don't know what to paint, because most people can't draw something figurative, then I say, everybody can write though. You can like write a word or something, right? So write one word that's special to you. That's not very difficult. It's just psychologically you think it is because you see a big canvas in front of you." And a lot of paint, but you just have to say to yourself, "Oh yeah, I could write love,"
Right.
and then they did it. It's just the
You just get them
mentality.
started, man.
Yeah.
People are afraid to show up.
I could write love, and I
Right.
could write art doesn't have to be difficult.
It's scary to go up and just make a mark, man. You know what I'm saying? For most people.
Yeah,
That's 80% of the therapy right there.
yeah,
Well, what do I draw?
It is.
How do I do it?
yeah,
Just make something appear on the canvas. Anything.
yep,
What do you mean?
yep.
Tell me what. Tell me what to do, right?
And I say
They all want you to tell them what to do. And then
also
you're like, dude, just whatever you want. I don't know what I want.
exactly
They don't know what they want.
Yes,
Crazy.
and make
man.
mistakes Always make mistakes. That's how you get better. Anyhow, actually supposed to, like, literally. I just put the canvas and then the paint all in brushes right there in front of you. I told them choose your weapon, and then they're like, "What do I do?" I took the paint and I just started dripping it on the floor. They're like, "Oh, I could do that." Yes, you could do that. You know what you could also do? You can make a stick figure. Look at mine. Here's a circle, 3 lines. Yep, boom. There's the arms, 2 eyes, and a smiley face. Can you do that? I
Right.
can. Go for it, Johnny. You know,
Bro,
like this.
That's 80% of the other 20% making mistakes. Like,
Dude,
oh, I don't like. What if I do it wrong?
what if I do it wrong?
It's every time I post.
I think there's
Should I post it? Should I post it? Oh my god, I shouldn't have posted. Ah, fuck it. Like,
yeah.
it's the therapy, dude. That's part of the therapy.
That's
man.
part of the therapy.
It's
That's why
like
artists
being-
like
yeah.
Jean-Michel Basquiat became so talented. He's not a talented artist at all, you know, but his art
That's
is
a bold statement.
is genius though.
We can
It's
use
not-
that clip to get a beef going between you two. Is that okay?
I mean, he's passed away.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
he's a passed away
Oh, okay,
artist.
all
Yeah, he's a legendary passed away
Yeah,
artist.
but he wasn't good.
I mean, I'm just
Hey,
telling.
I'm the idiot. You know what? I'm just gonna say it right now.
Yeah.
I don't know anything. Just assume I don't know
Yeah.
anything. I don't.
Well, you don't
follow
know
things.
Basquiat's work, right?
I know Basquiat's work. Yeah,
Oh,
but I
okay.
didn't follow art.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So,
Jean-Michel
but he wasn't
Basquiat.
talented.
Not at all. Not even close.
Explain that statement.
Yeah, he was like on a scale of 1 to 10 of like high powered talent,
Yeah.
right? He would probably be, let's say, maybe like a 4
Okay.
4 out of 10.
So what
Yeah,
what
he's
made him
like-
popular? Just
What
business
made him
talent?
gigantic was because he was a marketing genius.
okay, but isn't that
Yeah.
part of the art?
It's a part of his art.
Yeah.
What he did was he became he made becoming famous more of the art than the art itself.
Right.
So that's what, like you're saying, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
part of the art. Became a marketing genius for doing it. That's all marketing
Okay,
is,
so
right?
he's a
Yeah.
marketing genius.
Yeah.
But like I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
isn't it all part of the art? Like you even say, right? Art is
Yeah.
part business, part creativity,
Yeah.
part positioning.
Now, mind you, I didn't hate on him. I didn't
Right.
say that he's a horrible.
You're just saying
bad-
technically.
Yeah, I'm just
I
saying
got
like
you.
skillful wise,
Right.
he's not a skilled artist.
Got it, man.
But I will say, as far as just innovation and
Yeah.
just being a genius of art and a legend, that is what he is. He's amazing,
Got it.
and he's like one of the most incredible geniuses of business. That his artwork is now selling for hundreds of millions of dollars to this day. The man has been passed away, right, since the 80s. So that's what shows you about your high power brand as an artist. You know, he was what a genius. You know, now we're seeing the aspect of his family collecting all the value of his work. You know, the legacies that are, you know, he's not here to enjoy that, but his family is now. You know,
So tell us the legacy you're planning to leave.
my legacy is in God's hand. You know, for me,
But what's your aim? What's your goal?
my goal,
What's your why?
my overall why.
Yeah.
Like I said, I live through God. It's in God's hand. God will show me the righteous path to glory every day, right?
And
so
how
every
do you
day I
how
got
do you go about following that path? Like if somebody wants to do that too, they want to say, okay, like, you know, for someone that might be the most viable, the most effective way to play. Because I believe you should, you know, since we don't know what this is, it's experiential. So create your objective that makes the most sense for you, that works the best for you. If it's God, do God. If it's like an understanding, like follow the pattern, be the best player you could be, do that. So how do you follow your why? Since it's in the hands of God, like how do you understand what to do each day?
I had to challenge myself. Yeah. Everything is about challenging, especially through your ultimate faith in God. So
Example.
how do you do that? For example, is
Typical day.
yeah, a typical day, I'll go out to Beverly Hills because I target in on the world's wealthiest cities here in Los Angeles. I'm very, very intuitive. God also makes me smarter than normal human beings. So I always tell myself, think like a marketing genius, which means basically position yourself for success.
So God endowed you with a high intellect.
Yeah,
is what
high
you're saying.
intellect. And
You were
and-
lucky enough to get a high intellect. Roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like interpreting for you, so we don't make people uncomfortable. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
I just
I'm the comfort interpreter. No, but I just want to make sure your story's being told like the way you're intending. That's all.
Absolutely.
I want to
yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
And I understand what you're saying because
Yeah.
not everyone embrace your intellect. If you are high IQ, embrace that shit. Don't
Yeah.
be shy about it. Like
Yeah.
I have a friend that's like, dude, I had to take the Mensa and I am considered top 2%. He goes, now I can be confident about my ideas. I kept keeping my mouth shut. And I'm like, see, like it's good to believe. If you don't believe in yourself, you're fucked. So, as much as I'm challenging you, I just want people to be able to utilize your like advice and perspective to their own benefit and do their
Yeah.
greatness. They don't have to follow what I'm saying. I'm putting out my ideas in case somebody's like me that would have a hard time going, I am the mechanic god, but they can still go. So I'm more like, well, let me give you that path. But if you want a path like to the like meaning to the highest level, because you're like, no, like for example, Ani might need your path a little bit more than my path because she's trying to be like on a never been done before level. I guess I am too. So maybe you're just helping me get to my pod god level.
I am. Yeah.
I said it.
I am a life
Pod
coach. Yes, I am. Officially.
You are,
yes.
man.
Yes,
You
I
are a
am.
life coach. I
Yeah.
am too. We're both different. We together can help more people because not everyone's gonna follow my like perspective, and not everyone's gonna follow your perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to send them to you and go, hey man, if you want to be like a superstar, you
Yeah.
probably need to like get a little crazy with yourself and
Yeah.
be like, let's find that alter ego like Beyonce did, where she's like, I'm Sasha Fierce, motherfuckers. I might need to behave a certain way when my parents are watching me at a public event, but when I'm on stage, this is who I am. So get the fuck out of the way, right? Like that's her going, I'm the concert queen or I'm the concert goddess. And I'm doing a concert no one's done. I'm not trying to like emulate somebody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a flowing dress that goes from one end of the stage to the other. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Right? That level. Or fly out of the fucking ceiling. Right? Put on a crazy show.
I think it's it's just interesting. It's like I know like everyone in this world has a different perspective on stuff. I think that like for you, you're always searching for genuinity, authenticity. So, and I just live my life through that. Like I always keep it 100% real with people. I don't never hold back. I don't hold back a conversation about art, God,
I love that.
anything.
I
You
do
can
love
speak
that.
to me about anything, and I love people's different perspectives. Either way, I'm gonna even if I disagreed with you, I'm learning from that disagreement. That's what I enjoy. I enjoy that people can be different, and
Shout out to Andrew Fang, who's one of my best friends, one of the best people I know, very religious Christian, has done amazing things for the community in the world, man, setting up like special needs orphanages with his church and becoming a pastor and all of that, right? And a minister. But he always asks me, challenge me, Rick.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, man. It's okay to disagree. Like you don't have to agree on
Yeah.
everything and then hate each other if you disagree.
Yeah.
Like he's super religious and he's like, Rick, watch this DVD. It's going to convince you. And I watch it and I go, there's some inconsistencies. And he's like, all right. Because he goes, Rick, it helps me when you challenge me because I'm out there preaching my truth. And when people think like you, like scientific or logical, more like, oh, I don't know, show me evidence, then it's nice to hear that because nothing surprises me. So, and he goes, and he actually says like, I actually don't know for sure, but this is what I choose to believe. And I love what we're about. And I go, dude, I love that, man. He's doing great things.
Yeah.
So I can't say, hey, don't believe that.
Yeah.
Figure out what works best for your game, man. That's what I think.
Like I'll tell you
I
an
don't judge
interesting
anyone,
one. An interesting one. I had a business meeting and I showed this high-powered financial investor that came to my studio my $1 billion blueprint plan, right? And then I showed it to him, and and him and his marketing director saw it, and then they were both just like blown away, right? They're like, "Oh my God, you like wrote the future out, of your whole entire life on a business scale, and you showed every market and how to get it." And I said, "Yes." And then he turns to me and says, "I don't believe it. That's not me." I don't believe in that. And then I looked at him and I said, exactly. This isn't you. This is me. This is only me, not you. So I looked at him. I said, "You understand what's going on right now?" I said, like I'm telling you, now you get to assess how people jump to assessing and saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's not me. I don't like that,"
Right.
But that never was supposed to be you.
Right.
That's that person who had stated it.
Right.
But their effect of telling you that made you feel a certain way.
Right.
So that's why I pay attention to. I pay attention to the things that make people feel uncomfortable. I love the art guide aspect, and I love the fact that Rick was so honest about being and challenging me about the art guide, because you're like, Rick was like, man, dude, I don't know if I like that for you. I don't know, can't and then I embraced that and I really loved it. I just
And that's the only way
yeah.
we could have this level of a relationship,
Yeah.
by the way, which is why my wife and I are so close and intimate, because we've had such challenging conversations, open conversations about relationships and what's real and what's not. And
Yeah.
that made it. And we had some tough times where we weren't even sure if we're going to make it. But because we talked, because we had those challenging, rip the Band-Aid off conversations that,
Yep.
oh shit, that healed. And then like 2 months go by and you're like, damn, you still down for me?
Yes.
And it like the roots of the tree get stronger, man.
Yep.
And if we had been pussyfooting around whatever is in my head or your head, which I can't be, I told you, like it's almost like a disease where I have to say what I think. Else, it's not that I have to. I can hold my tongue, but then I've tainted the relationship. I'd rather just be honest and for you to say, well, that upsets me that you think that. And then I'll say, oh, well, I'm sorry. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
It's the only way to be, man.
Absolutely. Yes.
And it's okay to disagree, man, because the world is fucked up right now with separatism, and like someone is from another. The political parties are fucking the same, man. They're not that different. Like, it's just people, can't just talk. Still keep talking, man. You don't have
Yeah.
to agree. Understand each other.
Agree.
Empathize and go, oh, that's why he thinks that. Well, I don't have
Yes.
to agree. Why does it have to go, be angry? And we're like kind of demonstrating that in part. That's part of what we're doing, is demonstrating that
Yes.
we can have a passionate, like you're fucking yelling and I'm like, whoa, and talk about how we don't agree about it. That's one of the reasons I'm successful with my business partner right now. Shout out to Troy Bolotnick. 2 very alpha males working together as co-CEOs. Only person I know I could do that with, because we can have, like, we've had conversations after a meeting where he'd go, hey man, that really pissed me off. And I'd be like, what? And he's like, you like shut me up with your finger. And I'm like, oh shit. And he goes, yeah. And then he like went on to talk and I let him talk. And I said, Troy, I totally get you, man. I'm not upset. I thank you for saying that. And I said, it does. At first I'm like, whoa, but thank you for saying that. And I go, I was actually trying to be polite, but I get why you took it that way. So I go, man, not my intention. We talked about it. Game, it's over. Water under the bridge. We can move on. You know what I mean? Great teammates need to be able to talk it out, man.
Yes.
Otherwise, you get a Shaq Kobe situation and they fucking didn't win. They could have won like fucking 8 in a row, dude.
They did a great
You know what I'm
job.
saying?
They did a great job for what they pulled
Yeah.
together. They did a great job.
I feel like Troy and I've used this analogy. I feel like we're kind of like the Kobe Shaq thing, except we're a little older, so we don't let the egos break us up, and it's important to be able to talk it out, man.
Very
I was going to
important.
say, this is like one of the realest sessions I've had with anybody, and even with you, because we've had a session before and we fucked up the audio, and I'm glad we did. And we said, like, fuck it, let's make it into a positive. Even though we didn't get into your like childhood and all that stuff, like that stuff you've told before. It's the deep conversation that was totally organic, and a glimpse into whatever we were going to talk about anyway. We were just talking about this shit. You come in, we had this crazy wave of a conversation. I don't know if it came across. It doesn't matter. This is why I love doing this shit, dude. And like, I got to give you the outro, man.
You
gotta
do
give
the
you
outro?
Let's do the outro and then keep talking. And then we wind it down because I got to redeem myself for that shit.
You don't got to do the outro now.
No.
If you
All
don't
right,
want me, you
all
can
right.
do it. You can save it to the end.
Let's save it till then.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
keep rolling, man. Like
For sure.
you didn't really get into
Actually, you know
the
what?
day, like the day in the life.
Actually, let's.
How does someone start to embrace like you know, like young
day in the
up
life,
and coming
yes.
badasses are like,
yes.
you know, hey, where do I begin? Really, there's no blueprint.
That's a
the
great
secret,
question,
by the
man.
way.
Yeah.
The number one answer is there is no blueprint. So if once you really go, oh, nobody knows, right? Then just take step one. Whatever the fuck, call someone, show up
Yes.
somewhere. Show up somewhere uninvited.
Yes.
You meet someone, they go, oh, are you here for the event? Yes. Go into the museum, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Start going toward what's attracting you, right?
Yeah.
So
The day in the life actually starts out with a methodology of, you know, how they say you gotta find opportunity, right? But I created the statement, and I go by the statement saying, you have to create opportunity.
yes.
So you don't. Most people think you just go out there trying to find opportunity, but that's not it. Create your opportunity, and what
Okay.
you do is, so that's what I do.
Yes.
That's what I just became a master of, focusing on that.
How
and
do
then,
you create opportunity?
So you have to use your intuitive mind about your network, right?
Okay.
So you have to like kind of look at the people that you're around, right?
Okay.
And then you have to look at when it comes to finances, and when it comes to, let's just say, like spirituality, or your path towards just meeting really good people that will be, you know, a great part of your life. There's two different paths that I see in life when you're out there. Mostly what I do is like I'm always looking at it on a financial level first, so I can understand people. And then so the reason is like I go to I try to basically go through my network and find the wealthiest and business savvy individuals that are in my network, and I stay just in close contact with them. I'm always just like texting them and calling them, and basically reassuring our relationship, and that creates opportunity. So because what I do is I just let them know what I do, what I've been doing, working on, the kind of projects I've been doing. I get them anticipated and excited.
So what do you say to people that would
Yeah.
say, oh, well, like I don't want to be like money chasing and use people for their assets and all that? Just saying.
Yeah,
That's what
like I
people are gonna
said, it's
think.
not just about money, it's about your legacy. Yeah, money.
Do you look
know-
at the person and their character and like, oh, I like this person, I don't like this person, or just are you thinking more on a transactional level? Like, and I'm not saying it's wrong. It's like if you open up a donut shop
Yeah.
or a pizza shop or a high end restaurant, you're gonna be
Well, it's
oh,
not
I'm a high end
it's not
restaurant. If
it's
you're a high end restaurant, you got to market to the high end customers.
Yeah.
And go, hey, do you want to come shop? So
It's
you're
not-
saying, hey,
it's
I'm a
not-
high end artist. I need the high end customers. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's wrong.
yeah.
I'm again like thinking, empathizing with people listening, going, oh, well, that's not like I'm not gonna go call people just because I have money, but you're kind of just being a business person there. And I just want to let people know it's okay. Like it's okay to be friends with
Well,
whoever you like, but like for
the-
business,
Yeah, this is how I see business. I always tell people business is only about positioning yourself to win. Only. It's not about money or anything else. When you position yourself to win in this world, that's how you make money, because you're gonna get opportunity from somebody who has money. Either they'll purchase something or they'll invest money into you. So, what I always say is, it's really more about, because business to me is the reason why we have to live in this world every day and go out and make money and make a living, is because we want to feed our family, we want to help people. There's many contributions and things that we want to do, right? So it's more than just like making money to, like, let's just say, for selfish purposes, you know. I say it's legacy, because you have to go out there and you got to do business with people in order to build great relationships, you know. And it's not just about making money off of them or with them, but it's also building that relationship, the bond, and also utilizing and bridging each other's resources. So it's not necessarily about money all the time. Somebody can have have a great foundation or something that they represent, or somebody can be like a musical artist or a dancer, and they have something that they bring to the table. Especially with meeting an art guide, right? I bring art to the table, brand design, intellectual property ideas, right? But people can bring things to the table, and then you guys can bond and grow and collaborate with each other.
Right.
That's why I go out there. So I would say start like that for any young artist. Start right there. You don't need money. It's nothing to do with having money. Yeah, I got to get a certain amount of money in order to be successful or be a professional artist. You don't. You could be a professional artist today as long as you change your mentality and focus in on just the simplified things which can propel you and get you opportunity, create opportunity. Always say, I'm going to create opportunity. Don't look for opportunity. That's basically the mentality of what brings success right there.
I got you. Look, there's another way to look at it. I think it's the same thing, but I think of it as the opportunities are always out there. Kind of like waves in an ocean, right? They're always coming, you know. You have to be ready though and prepare yourself mentally, physically, through experience, through confidence building to catch the waves and then go out and crash 10, 20, 100, 1,000 times, get really good at catching the opportunities, and then it's limitless. They're endless. And then find the waves that have the biggest bang for the buck if you want to ride them all the way into the fucking, you know, sand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And do tricks and do fun things. You need a big wave. That's how I look at it. And so I don't know if you're creating the ride or you're just preparing yourself to be able to catch the opportunities that are constantly there. Like even 20 years ago, the same you know, other than it was 20 years ago, there were just as many opportunities for me to be a podcaster or a radio show host. I just was totally unprepared, totally blind, totally like, oh, I can't ride that wave. I didn't even try to ride that. So it's all about preparing yourself, whether it's going out creating it or just showing up, building that confidence, building step-by-step experience, practicing, you know what I mean? It's
Create
the
your
same thing.
future,
Exactly.
manifest your dreams. You have the
But also
ability
know
to
that
do
it's
it.
there for
Life
you, man.
is a canvas. It's your canvas.
right.
Create your masterpiece.
And whether you want to, whether
Period.
it's creating it or not, it's always there for you to do. Like it's up to you, you know. And if
Yeah.
you can't create it today, don't worry. Build up to it. That's what
Create.
I don't want people giving up because I used to try to get out and figure myself out quickly. Like, oh, I'm gonna try this business and I'm gonna make money. And it didn't work out like that, man. I had to fail 3, 4, 5 times, learn a lot, and then realize, lean into what I really like. And that's when things started rolling. Versus, oh, I'm going to have an Amazon business. I tried to do Amazon. Oh, I'm going to try, I bought an indoor soccer facility. We ran that for 2 years. I'm not a soccer guy. I'm not a facility operations guy. I learned that, though, by doing it. So it's okay to just go for it because you're going to be surprised, man. You got to jump in the pool and swim around to see if you like it. You know what I mean? And then you just learn. It's no secret. You hear for the podcast, Ani. You like it, you stay, you learn more. And then maybe it's a springboard to something else, or maybe this is something you end up doing for the next 20 years. Misunderstood 2041. Brought to you live by
Art God. What did you want me to say?
Why Not? Brought to you by which brand brings, it got to be the Art God brand.
dude,
In 20 years, it's a worldwide brand, right?
Yes.
Isn't that the goal? Isn't that going to be part of the adventure probably?
It's actually already a worldwide brand. Dude.
Right.
Yeah, it's already a worldwide brand.
That's right.
You know what, Papa Rick?
Tell me.
Telling you, I told you I'm a marketing genius, right?
Yeah.
Come on, man. This is the segment of the show we gotta pump it up.
Let's go. Let's get that music.
But I
I
wanted you to do this. I want to do. This is something that I think it would be genius to implement on the podcast interviews for you.
Yeah.
Which would actually help you get very, very deep on I would say a lot of intuitive conversations. Basically, I call it the fast shooter round. It's the fast draw, the quick draw. So basically, I want you to ask me difficult questions, but I want you to spit them out like fast. I'll answer the question to you in like,
Okay.
you
Let's
know,
go.
10, 20 seconds or whatever.
Let's
I'll give you my direct response, but I want you to challenge me with these fast-paced questions. Get it all out. Ask the hardest questions about me. Don't ask me simple questions. Ask me difficult questions about what it means to be an art god. That's how we're gonna get the best content. So that's that. Like, I want you to just challenge it. Just get deep. My childhood is crazy. I like I said, I've defeated many artists. I have many stories about my mentality, about the laws of competition. I love sports. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, all part of my legacy as well. Of how
What is your greatest lifetime memory?
my greatest lifetime memory is my moment when I embraced God. God showed me the sign, and this was a moment when I was going through a tough time. I had lost everything. I had lost my woman, my girl at the time, my house, my all my wealth. And I remember I was sitting at the table, and I was kind of like just sitting down, sad, and I made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I had a glass of water that was sitting next to me, and I was in the kitchen, and I basically sat down and I started reflecting. And mind you, I was never really religious when I was, even at that age. This is like my mid 20s. And I never, like I said, I grew up Christian, but I never liked going to church and any of that. Never actually sat down and prayed. And for some reason, I just felt like this moment where I felt compelled to put my hands together. And I was all like, well, I remember I said to myself, well, I don't pray, so what do I say? And then I just said two words because I looked at the food before I closed my eyes. And then I looked at the water and I just said, thank you. And then as soon as I said thank you, waterfalls of tears came flying out of my eyes like, psh. This is like going on for a whole minute. It feels as if, and it's literally the waterfall feeling. Like I felt as if I was like my eyes were in the middle of like Niagara Falls or something like that.
You were being baptized
Yeah, like
by
it
your
was
own
just like I
tears.
never felt that feeling ever in my
Yeah.
life, and it was all coming out.
Was there
you know?
anything else besides like? Was there like a internal kind of sensation too?
My whole body was actually just felt that like literally when I say it felt as if I was in the middle of Niagara Falls. That's how literally how I
Yeah.
felt.
Was it a nervous
Um,
breakdown? Do you think?
to me, it was God speaking to me.
Yeah.
I don't think it was not for me. For me, I like I said, I never was religious, never prayed, never really did. But I was reflecting on life. Definitely was looking at. It was intuitive about what was going on, feeling bad about myself.
Yeah.
But I also looked at the food, and I looked at the water, and it was a reminder that God showed me, basically, to be thankful for the small little things like that, right? So just for me to just say thank you and
Right.
appreciation
Interesting,
of
man.
that I think that
Yeah.
that was the message that God wanted to show me was
Interesting,
was
man.
that
To
the
be
empathy,
appreciative.
and then they showed me the light through that. So that's the big part of why I am how I am
Yeah.
with my personality as well too towards people. Um,
How do you stay in that mindset though? Because like I think I've had realizations too to be like appreciative, but then it's hard to always stay in that mindset. Is there something you do on a daily basis, or it just became part of you?
now I have ultimate faith in God. So I like for in order for me to do that, I have to follow it, and I have to just understand that that's a part of my presence and my being every day. Even when I wake up, when I fall asleep, it's like the same. It's the meditative state of understanding about why I exist, my faith.
Right.
I can never break my faith.
Yeah.
If I have to trick myself or
Right.
I had to do some sort of ritual to get myself in my faith, it's all
Right.
fake. So that doesn't
Right.
give me the
I'm in
truth.
search of that, and I think like without that, without the need to believe something I can't prove,
Yeah.
and that's my approach to not require a belief in something because I don't need to. I can I can have faith in I trust the process of like hard work, doing what you love. You get out what you put in, and having appreciation puts you in a great state of mind, whether you're religious or not. So that I like see all these things, it's powerful whether you can grasp the concept of God or not. You don't I'm just saying you don't need to. Like I can get from you everything I need without having to do that. But if I do want to do that, you can too.
Yes.
Because being thankful to the game, right? Like, hey, dude, we're so lucky, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're not guaranteed any kind of hand when you're born. You just either get lucky or unlucky in your physical, your mental, your situation, your environment. And that's the hand you're dealt. So if you have opportunities, you already like super lucky, man. And if you can stay in that state of mind, whether you're just appreciating the game, the magic of the game, the source of energy, God, whatever it is to you, right? Like, or just the process, man. The fact that you
Absolutely.
get to play, like, there's always negative around you, there's always positive around you. It's a choice to go, I'm just going to look at the positives here. I get to play this game, you know? That's what it is, man.
Next question. Difficult. Another difficult question.
Tell me the
Give
most
me another one.
painful memory of your life.
Most painful memory in my life. Painful. Explain that one. Physically, mentally.
Whatever that is to you, man. Like, whatever's, like, when I say that, what comes out in your mind? How about physical and mental, or together? I mean, I'm just trying to get to know you. Like,
Yeah.
if you are okay with me asking personal questions, and like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, what do I really want to know that gets me to understand Jason the best?
Yeah.
So feel free to share whatever you want.
I would say it was my moment, I would say, with the physical and the mental side. I do recall I went through a stage in my career with a company called Esoteric. That's with my friend Scott, right? So we created that company, and I think on the that would probably be definitely one of the most toughest, painful times, I would say, right there, because it was a company that I had put tremendous passion into, physically and mentally and creatively, and just putting my all out. Like, I thought this was like the moment, the crescendo moment of glory, right? And it definitely broke, physically broke my back on just going hard as hell for the company, being a leader, a great leader that would bring success for the company. And I literally, I say on the physical side, because we created our installations over there. And
Cannoli's licking your art, man.
is he licking it?
Come here, Cannoli. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here.
Cannoli!
Cannoli made a
This is
sneak
the
appearance, man. Come
cannoli
here.
moment.
It was bathroom break time, man. We went over his living. Come here, sit. Sit, buddy.
Cannoli,
Sit.
cannoli.
Sit. Good boy.
Yes, cannoli.
Hey, don't forget the
cannoli
cannoli. Hey.
This is the cannoli
Hey.
moment. Ruff,
Don't
ruff.
forget the
Hey,
cannoli.
this
Don't
is
forget
the
the
cannoli
cannoli.
moment. Hey.
Don't forget the cannoli. Don't forget
Hey.
the cannoli. Hey.
Get
Hey,
it,
don't forget the
get
cannoli, huh?
Cannoli, yeah? How you doing?
Cannoli, you're gonna be part of the daily segment.
Yep,
I like that. Don't forget the cannoli segment.
that's right.
Because last time we thought who let the dogs out, but it's kind of corny. I like the who. Don't forget the cannoli. Don't forget the cannoli.
All right,
Let's do it, brother. So, first childhood memory. First ever childhood memory.
First childhood memory
Yes.
is when it's kindergarten. The teacher had put crayons and paper out on the table. It took us all the kids to go see the zoo, and when we came back from the zoo, I started drawing. We were drawing the animals, and that was the moment that I drew proportionate animals, and all the kids were surrounding my table, and they're pushing their papers to me, and they said, "Can you draw mine too? Yours is so good. I can't do it." And the teacher came over and pulled me aside and called my parents. And then I got scared. I thought I was in trouble. But she said, "Your son has talent. Please keep engaging in education for him." And my mom and dad, they never stopped. Yeah, they never stopped.
So you were like very
Yeah.
supported growing up.
But through art, I had support, but I was also trained by master's degree painters and illustrators. So it was very, like, I would say hyper intensive. Like,
Was it overkill now that you look back?
oh, big time.
What,
You know,
like how many
like,
hours a week are we talking?
I would say my relationship with art was it was very tough at a young age because at the age of 10, this is the
Cannoli, come
cannoli
here.
moment.
Don't
This is
forget the cannoli. Don't forget the cannoli.
You know
Don't
what I do?
forget the cannoli. Cannoli, come here.
For
Come
some
here, buddy.
reason, if I go like this to him, he kind of calms down, but he'll like want me to
Sit.
pet him a little bit for some reason.
Sit, buddy. Sit. So where were we?
Thank you, cannoli.
So turn it on. Click it off and on. There's the switch. Yeah. Now hit the mode button till you get Bluetooth. Hit mode till you get Bluetooth. Yeah, left. It's the leftmost button, right above the big dial. Yeah. One more. There you go. And now find it. Karaoke King. And then feel free to DJ. No more than 8 seconds. Let's see what happens. Art God.
Yes.
We're creating podcasting in a new way,
We are.
right?
This is innovative, you know, like.
Absolutely. And music gets me in a fucking mood, dude.
And if you got the art guide here,
Ooh,
Rick,
That was good. So you need to probably play it, pause it, and don't hit that 8 seconds. It's like riding a bull. You know, you got
Can I tell
8
you?
seconds.
We haven't even got to this level yet of conversation yet.
No, man.
This is how crazy
This
that
is
this
really
is.
good, man. We had to break each other open and like, if I'm holding something in, I can't be as authentic and it bothers me. And then I have to risk. I was telling Josh and Ani, like, it's worth risking people not wanting to be on the podcast and because otherwise it's not going to be worth it in the long run if I'm not able to really speak my truth and call people out on anything that crosses my mind. Because I'm not unreasonable. So if I'm thinking it, even if I'm overthinking it, somebody out there's thinking it. And I'm also allowing them to connect with you. I want people to connect with you, Jason. And so when I talk to you, I'm like listening, learning, but also going, okay, how do I translate this? Because I love teaching people into terms they can embrace and not get upset, because people were coming to me saying, oh, like that's wrong. You shouldn't introduce yourself like that. And we had like an hour discussion. And you know,
That was
that's why
the
I
best
love
part
this.
right
That's
there.
why I
That's
love
the
this,
best
because
part.
whoever listens to this gets to know you. Holy shit. If anyone ever thought they knew you, if they listened to this entire 2 hours, probably
Yes.
what it's going to end up being, or
Right.
3, I don't know.
Sorry about that. I know we're
That's
cutting
okay.
it. But I'm just
just
so
gonna keep
interesting
rolling.
that we got to keep rolling, you know? It's just like, dude, hardcore.
No, it's because you're willing to
conversations.
also be authentic and open up. Did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire.
Are we going to have to start a band?
Ooh, I'm on fire. Hey, pretty girl, did he go and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire. Ooh, I'm on fire. Ooh, I'm on fire. Original, right? We don't have licensing for that.
You got a beautiful voice, Rick. Papa Rick got
Thank
a
you,
beautiful
baby.
voice.
You know what I'm gonna say, just to be, because I don't like to be dishonest.
Yeah.
I think it's limited, but certain songs I can, like, I think Springsteen and me I really love his. I think I'm just in a little bit more in his wheelhouse.
Yeah.
But like if I do like Mariah Carey, that might not go so well.
Mariah Carey's tough.
Yeah, even Eagles, man. Like Don Henley is like fuck. I'm almost there, but he has that ability to go high and like still. It sounds like he's stretching, but it's not. Still somewhat effortless. You know.
Yes.
Hotel California, baby, my number one ever. Number one favorite song ever, man. You could check out anytime you like, but you could never leave. So next question, Art
Next
God.
question.
Yeah,
You
this is good.
know, now we get into,
Feel
come
free
on.
you
we
want to
gotta
do
get
my
in-
branding
we
now?
gotta get
Do my
into
branding, actually.
your
That's on
brand?
my mind, yeah. How would you rebrand me? What do you think I should do? Go ahead and like crack me open or
I think I
ask me
also
whatever you want.
I realized this as well too about our relationship
Yeah.
with the podcasting as well. I think I was thinking about this the other day as well about how our conversations are so deep, and it's mainly going back and forth to the challenging,
Mm-hmm.
and then also the acceptance to want to challenge and then learn. That's what I think is what's really really key. So I thought about it and I was like, Papa Rick is gonna have the art god on the podcast, and I was like, come on, I gotta give Papa Rick the high powered advisory. If he's gonna be the one interviewing the art god, he's gonna have to be the greatest podcaster in the world. That's the way to really, really approach it, right? And so I was literally thinking about your brand.
Yeah.
You hit it on the dot. From the beginning of us being here and having our conversations on the podcast, it was always about seeing how high powered of a brand that you can be and why you're so lovable, why you're so irresistible for people to want to hear your conversation, your
Wow.
voice, your feelings, your emotions, and your opinions on everything. You are a brand. You are the brand that's making people cry. So that's
Muchas gracias,
why
man.
we have to take that super serious, and I need to help you basically brand market that and the design of it. Just like same way I did Dr. Chill. I made him into an icon. That's just really I popped that. I can do that like hotcakes. It's just like me just stating I want to do this. That's really all it is.
What's your advice to me? How do you see me? Give it to me straight.
Yeah,
Baby.
I want in my opinion,
Yeah.
you are the greatest podcaster in the world. My
Wow.
opinion, because you could do the Joe Rogan thing. You could relate towards not just the softy kind of guy. The more guys who know about like health, fitness. They're into like masculine things, UFC, whatever, all that stuff, boxing, sports. You have like the way that your personality is. It's wider than Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? Because you can actually hit also the female market more harder. So yeah, I
Wow.
see that. Yeah, you can hit the female market more
Thank you
harder
so much, man.
based on your intuitiveness to be able
Yeah.
to speak on sensuality
Right. No,
and
not
things like
because
that.
yeah, it's because I can relate maybe, or I
Yeah,
actually cater to a wider audience. But
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
as much on the masculine side.
yeah.
I'm like masculine and embrace the masculine and the feminine
Right,
as a
right,
package.
right.
What are you? 80-20,
Yeah,
60-40, 40-60,
yep,
20-80, man or woman, baby.
yeah. And
You could be
also,
80% feminine, 20% masculine as a man, and that's totally okay. Like that's the first. If that's a problem for you, you already are starting with a poor equation. Like, think about the equation first before you try to solve for x. Like, you starting with the wrong equation, assuming that somehow you're supposed to be 80-20 masculine or 90-10 masculine or not 100% masculine, no feminine, meaning feminine being the aesthetics of your personality, looking good, matching your clothes, matching your socks, like cleaning your house, organize, feng shuiing your like. Some guys are very feminine, meaning they're very like metrosexual. Let's say it doesn't mean they're lesser of a man or a woman. Whatever
yes,
you want to, whatever side, there could be a woman that's 80% masculine. That's just who you are. Why not lean into that? And then partner with a guy that's 20% masculine, 80% feminine, so he could be like, baby, like, I love the alpha shit you do. I love supporting you. Do your alpha. And then instead of going, hey, you're a woman, you're supposed to be submissive to me, but I'm really not the alpha in the relationship, but I'll pretend because I'm the guy and everyone's going to be like, how come your woman's telling you, like, leading the way or whatever? No, no, no. It's me. Like, dude, it's okay. That's not the race. Be a team. Go, okay, fine, honey. You score the points, I'll get the rebounds. That's okay. Be the rebounder you are. If you're Dennis Rodman, that's okay. You don't have to be Michael Jordan. Michael's the alpha, Rodman's the rebound. And not that he's not alpha, but take your position wherever it is, man or woman.
yes.
Embrace yourself, you know? We have to put out this message, man. Like, because if that's already a problem, then I had a problem grasping that, to be honest, because I thought I was supposed to be a certain role. I grew up in a role based environment. So it took me a divorce and anger management counseling, self counseling, and therapy counseling to go, oh, fuck, like, I guess I didn't really have it figured out. And that's how it changed. Until then, I wasn't listening to anybody at all, dude. Until I was like basically like in my late 30s. So
It's real
whoever is like
psychological.
struggling, just be
Yes.
open, read a damn book. Just
Yes.
read a book. You can always go back to your old ways,
Yeah.
but you may go, fuck, man, that might work better. Huh? Maybe if I don't take it personally and try to smash everybody's head in, yeah, that might be good, right? Nothing personal. Cannoli, what do you say, man?
Man, we got to get in some difficult questions over
Yeah,
here.
man.
Yeah.
So what's
know
your
that,
branding? What? How should I be branding myself? Any differently? Maybe am I doing? Keep going, man. You
Oh
said
yeah. Actually, no. Your brand. Like I said, so you have to put out the mission statement, and basically, in your mentality, you have to put out, "This is I am the greatest podcaster in the world." That's
I have
right.
to say that.
Well, you have to know that in your mind.
Okay.
You don't have to say it if you don't want to say it out, but you should
Yeah.
at least know it.
I want to
You know
know
what I
that.
mean?
I really do.
If you could say it,
I want to believe you, Jason, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying you're wrong. I'm saying
Yeah.
maybe that's true.
yeah.
And I can
Because
see
the only thing that's gonna separate
Yeah.
you from like the best, right,
Yeah.
that are out there right now,
Yeah.
right? Actually, Joe Rogan is the best, right? So
Yeah, I
the
love
only
Joe
thing,
Rogan.
the only thing that's gonna separate you is your belief.
I know.
Really, all it is.
Right.
So if you believe it, then yeah, you basically are. You're like
Sure.
way beyond him.
And then you got to
But if
deliver.
you're-
Then you got to deliver.
Yeah,
And then the
and
proof is in the pudding.
and you just you ride it all the way through. You execute it all the way through. You
Right.
don't hold back, because if you hold back, then you're second guessing whether you want to go all the way. You have to go all out.
I understand.
Just go all out, and
You
then
can't
that's
win
all
the
it is, yeah.
championship if you're aiming for the CB, the CBA.
Yeah,
Like you got to
Yeah.
go. We can be champions. We are champions. You have to play like a champion a year before the championship, so you can get ready for the season as a champion, play the regular season as a champion, get into the playoffs as a champion type team, and win the championship. And then you go, yes, we were that champion team, but it started a year ago.
yes,
I am getting to that level, I feel, with like the whiskey business, because I have a partner and he's my crutch. I feel like we're probably both each other's crutch. We needed each other. It was one of the reasons we were conscious, like, dude, we need to like do this together to get over these humps of like limitations.
yeah,
Every time he would limit himself, I go, dude, don't do that. Let's go. And then every time he'd say, Rick, you're smart. You don't have to prove you're smart all the time. You're smart. Let's just go. Just go with it. Boom, 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 man. With the podcast, I haven't quite gotten there, but I'm getting there. Definitely hearing people say it is important, but it all comes down to you, man. Like, you don't need to hear somebody tell you you are or aren't the art god. You've already decided. Doesn't matter. It does matter what I say in terms of you're listening to the logic, but you don't need me, even though you love me and think I'm great, to agree with you. And that's powerful, dude. I am honestly, or I have not been at that level yet before at this moment. Maybe this is the tipping point for me. I don't know, but I'm just being honest, man.
yeah,
It's always a struggle for me.
yeah.
I guess in a way I want to represent that, because I want to represent
Absolutely, brother.
all the self-doubting, thinking you're shit, staying in the shit because you think this is it. And getting out of that shit, it's real, dude. It's real. 10 fucking years, bro. I swear. Starting over. Losing my kids. Abandoning them in my heart. Abandoning my wife. Because I thought being a husband and father was my most important job. I had nothing else. So keep that in mind. I had nothing. I didn't have I had a shit fucking job that I hated. And now I'm stuck paying a fucking, ex, which I was like, take the house. I felt so guilty, man, because, it just wasn't a good situation for either of us. And I was certain you couldn't get out of it. And then it just got bad enough where one day, whoa, it broke, even with 3 kids, man. And I just couldn't. Like mentally, I couldn't do it anymore. So it's okay. And I hated myself. I blamed myself. Went through a lot of therapy, self-therapy. I went to therapy for anxiety, for the guilt, which now I know is a made up emotion. It's not even an emotion. Guilt. Somebody makes it up. Hey, if you're not a good daughter, you're a bad daughter, you are a bad son, fuck that shit. They don't know. That's not the value. You decide your own value. But at the time, I felt guilty that I was a failed father. I was a failed husband. I went and lived in a fucking guest room, dude. I started from zero, gave up all my salary to keep the house going until I kept climbing out of it, man. And refinding myself in the process while taking care of 3 kids 50% of the time. I had to reinvent myself, dude, completely. Like it was the best thing that ever happened to me. But it's been a very long, painful putting your loved ones in the most fucked up situations. Hey, kids, come to a fucking 2-bedroom apartment and stay with me half the time. You know what I mean? It was the best experience of their life. But like the climbing the mountain, like I'm just saying, it's fucking hard. And just because I'm posting, hey, do this, like happy shit, doesn't mean it's not a struggle every day. And that's why I want to like curb, like, hey, get to Jason's level, but give yourself 10 years, dude. Like I can't even get to that level yet. And that's okay. I'm still showing up.
The most important thing of why I will call myself the art god. It's mainly, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter that you become an art god. It's just for you to feel immortal, at least for one day. At least for one day. That's how you know you live in life. That's the message
Right.
of why I call myself the art god.
And why not?
And
Why not?
everyone
If you're doing
needs
great
to
things,
feel
why
that,
not?
though.
Right? If you're doing great things, why not? Oh man. We all been through some shit, man. We all figuring it out. I think the bigger why for a lot of what we're doing, because it's always the conversations we end up having with other people, with us, is like helping people find their dream. Or honestly, for me as a realist, to be 1% happier. So if that's art God's target, go for it. If it's just, or stay where you're at, baby. I love you anyway. But no, you can. Like, look where I came. I swear, dude, I have made a lot of, like, the tears are like, Probably, honestly, a combination of painful tears because I'm thinking back to the moments, but I was a different person. So it's also like triumphant. Like, not to equate it to like a world championship yet. We on our way. But like, when the greats are kissing the trophy, and they're crying, it's the struggle, man. It's like, fuck. All that, like, they're staying strong while they're climbing the mountain. Because if you look back, you're going to fall. You're going to topple down. Dude, you got to believe and you can't be looking back. Don't look down. Got to stay focused. Got to stay strong. Don't distract yourself because, yeah, it's a long way, but fuck it down. You don't ever want to go back. So keep looking up. And when you get over the tip, you go, fuck. That was some crazy shit. So irritated with myself right now, but it's right. I was pulling. Fuck. Just give me a minute. I was pulling 2 fucking families on my back, risking their lives with no fucking safety net, bro. I'm not saying it to brag, but that's a lot to fucking carry. Meaning putting them at risk, trying all these business ideas, going into debt, all to find myself. Rick, how much longer are you going to be finding yourself, motherfucker? We're going to run out of fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway. And the point is, man, it was all worth it. But it's like looking back, I go, what the fuck did I do? Like, that was fuck. Like, I think that's why I'm crying, because I'm like, it was painful. It was like, it was kind of fucked up, and I just didn't want to. I couldn't always, like, when people are stressing out, you got to be like, it's gonna be fine.
And you live in your dream. You're living
And
your
my kids are
dream now.
badass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because they're like, holy shit, Dad. Dude, they've told me on film, Dad, like, we saw you. You were a fucking fat, pasty, old guy 10 years ago. Like, they remembered. They saw my transition. They saw me become a less anger-driven person, less victim-minded person. Like, I started realizing it was all me. Like, I allowed that situation. I didn't set boundaries. I wasn't emotionally intelligent. So, like, you can't change other people. You can't let people in your life that don't fit you, but you got to also figure your shit out first.
Yes.
So they saw that, man. So they're like super emotionally intelligent, like too emotionally intelligent, where not too, but I get mad sometimes and lose it. And then Cody will be like, just looking at me. And I'm pissed. But I know, like, this motherfucker's doing what I told him. When I get pissed, just be like, here he goes again. Poor guy. He can't control his shit. And he's looking at me like, and I like finish and I stop and I go, you're waiting for me to calm down, right? He goes, yep. I'm like, all right. And we're good. That's a man in control of his emotions. Took me 47 years. Still trying. Anyway, brother.
Thank you for
man.
for expressing yourself in this manner, and
You are the guy to crack me open, dude. I am already crying on every fucking conversation on business calls, dude. And I am like, I'm sorry, but they go, no, I like it. I'm like, it's not like I'm not embarrassed, but I just let it go. And the embarrassment makes it sound worse because I go trying to hold it in instead of just letting it out. Because I'm like, it's hard for me, just for the record. So like, it's okay. It's okay
Yeah.
to cry. I don't
Yeah.
judge, but I judge myself a
Yeah.
little bit.
Hey, I would say the crying. That's how real as it gets. It doesn't get more realer than the crying because
Well,
those are the conversations that are the most vulnerable. They're the most difficult to like express for most people, and not a lot of people have that ability to do that. And we want to inspire people. That's the whole point of why we wanted to come together and do this podcast and talk and engage with each other. We want to change the world. And what better way it is
right. Why
than to
not?
be the leaders of that and to
Right,
be put
man.
ourselves in this vulnerable state to be able to
Look,
talk and
I am a
engage.
selfish motherfucker, for the record. I want to help other people live their best life so they can be happy so they're not assholes to me. Like, I want to live with people that are happy. I want happy Smurfs.
Yes.
So I'm really like a selfish Papa Smurf going, hey, let's make sure you not happy with that job? Come on, man. You got what it takes. You got something special. Let's figure it out. I believe that too, man. They may not all be art gods, but you got something that you're good at. Ben is like somebody would underestimate my son Ben because he doesn't have 150 IQ, but he's a social genius. He remembers everybody's name and what the fuck they were wearing, or that they had a knee brace on 6.5 months ago, and he'll like be like, "How's your knee?" So like you utilize him that way. Why would I sit him in front of a computer anyway? He likes music. He likes talking to people. Get him at a fucking party, dude. That bro has been asking me to go party with me since he was like 12 years old. Can I go with you? Can I go with you? Now he's 18. I'm like, all right, once in a while. But 21, this dude is like, I'm telling you, Ben is the biggest superstar we have on our roster, in my opinion. I am aware of that. It's just he's not ready, and I don't need to push him. He's silly. He wants to pick his nose too much on, like, do all that, messing around, which is funny, but I ain't got a crew to go through 58 hours of footage right now. But when he's prepared himself, which might be now, like, we got to do this art therapy because, like you said, man, it's about, like, putting this out there in a raw form for anyone that really needs it, because people that aren't ready aren't going to want to hear this right now, and they don't have to be listening to this until maybe 5 years from now, 10 years. Mark it on pin it, come back to it when you're able to stomach it, right? And then read some books like, The Cow in the Parking Lot, How to Say No Without Feeling Guilty, those kind of things that open my eyes to a different way of thinking, not taking things personal, being open, being more empathetic, and all that, man.
Yes.
So that's the way we can probably impact people the most, is like helping them find themselves, helping them figure out their like mental prisons that are keeping them from interacting with people they love the way they want, or building the relationships they want, and having business deals they want, because it's all related. If people don't like you, they're not going to want to do business with you, man. That's like the key to my business is I always go, hey, can we do a win-win here? If not, no hard feelings. And then start off like that. It's personal. How are you? Do we vibe? And then you go from there. People need
That
to understand
conversation
that.
has to always come forward, and then like most people in business, you learn that I always watch that. Who's the first one to bring that forward?
Right.
Let us have a win-win-win situation here when we sit at the table of business. But a lot of people don't like to state that forward. They like to actually hold back on stating that,
Right.
and just like to maneuver around listening to people's intellectual property so that they can actually, steal their ideas or just incorporate some things that they could learn from their IP. And
See,
and
I
walk
value
away.
the people more than
Yeah.
the IP, because
Yeah.
the people can make endless IP for us.
Yeah.
So if they're really geniuses, I'm not trying to steal that IP. I'm like, oh, how do we like bond together and make more IPs and all of us make more money?
Yeah.
It's such short-minded con artist thinking. Like, because if you're a con artist, you don't believe in your true talents. Most con artists are probably really good, like at creating deals or organizing event. Why not just lean into that? But they're not confident, so they feel like they have to try to, steal instead of building a long-term network that eventually does some great fucking shit. That takes years.
It's the relationship.
Years, the relation. They have to trust you. They can't be like, oh, you're now a producer, so okay, I'm gonna do this big project with you. They want to know you for like 3-4 years and go, what have you done? Oh, okay, I see you doing your thing out there. That's what happens, man. like making a film, it takes, 5 years for a new investor to invest usually. They're not crazy like me that took a month the first time. Small investment, but I didn't have time. I got 4 kids. I ain't got time to fuck around. Where do I give them? Who do I give the money to? Get me on the set. But most investors are like, they want to get to know you. They want to come to your premiere, blah, blah, blah. And then they're already invested in something. And then you have to build the relationships, man. Like, people don't just pop out on the scene with a $10 million piece. That is years of building and growing, right?
Did I tell you the breakdown of how to sell a $1 million piece of art?
Break it down.
Very, very simple. The ability to sell $1 million of a piece of artwork is to master the laws of high-powered provenance. And what that means is you have to get the brand endorsement of the world's wealthiest people. Specifically, if you can get the art collectors, that would be more money and more value. Because those individuals invest in money for the artwork as well too. So it's just about targeting your brand as an artist within that network, and then once you're within the endorsement of the billionaire, now you can sell your art privately within that billionaire's market for over $1 million. You could even sell up to 100 million as well too. It just depends on which billionaire you get to in their bracket of wealth, and that's how you sell $1 million piece of artwork.
So what do we do with the podcast, man? Like, seriously,
Yeah.
How do we, because I think, so far we're about 20 episodes in, right? Is this 20? No. What is it? You can talk, man. 24. Kobe.
24.
Kobe, dude.
Kobe.
I always fucking shout Kobe when 24 comes up. Shout out to Kobe. All right.
Wow.
You're 24. So you're coming out later in like a month or whatever.
Did you know that was my number? My football number?
Really?
24.
Oh, bro. I mean, now,
Yeah.
when I hear 8 or 24, I got to give props
Dude,
to my man.
That was the art guide.
Wow. Okay.
I played wide receiver.
And you're episode 20 fucking 4. That's
Yeah.
weird. See, like that, those kind of things, like, I'm a realist, so I go like, it could be a coincidence, and it could be a sign from the art god. The thunder last night. I don't know.
The Thunder.
Look, I can't say, by the way, as much as I poo-pooed on what you said and said, hey, don't be superstitious, I can't say for sure it wasn't. Did you try to answer the question? Did you make that lightning bolt? I saw a lightning bolt too, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was
and
lightning?
it looked like you had a little gas. Was that just you having, is that what, when God has gas? Is that what happens? A little lightning bolt?
That's crazy.
Right? It's like a window to your fart. No, that's okay.
Wow.
Did you make that lightning bolt come out? Yes or no?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I did.
Oh shit.
It was a crescendo,
To the
a
night.
sonic crescendo.
Huh.
It
It didn't seem like there was rain on the forecast.
no rain. It was like
Only
a
a bean burrito.
It was a dry one.
And you did have a bean burrito that day, so that would make sense.
Yes. And I told God to ignite Zeus's lightning bolt.
He just
At
likes
the
to
mo-
get in our head, man.
Absolutely.
He may or may not believe that he did the lightning bolt. I hope he doesn't really believe that he did it. I hope he's just trying to get us to think that. So, anything else I should do different with my branding, or what's the next steps? Teach me. I'm just open since you're here, because I feel
Yeah.
I think I've said this to you before, that I think if I had somebody interview me, I think it
Yes.
would be you. I think
Absolutely.
you could probably ask the tough questions, and we have
Yes.
that relationship. And
Yes.
there
And
could
like
be a
that-
part 2 where you just interview me.
Absolutely. You
If
know
you
what?
want.
I will say this. It's interesting how you just brought that, because I'm like, wow, Papa Rick's gonna interview the art guide today, and I was just like, and all of a sudden he's so genius, he flipped it on me, and he's like, oh, I would like to be interviewed by you, art guide.
It's something I've talked
So,
to, I think
yeah.
a while back. Jason and I've talked about, me telling my story, but
Yes.
through the right interviewer,
Right.
one of my guests. And I thought
Yeah.
of you. I think
I
we
think
always
I
do
think
that.
what's easy for me to interview you, and kind of like vice versa, us kind of going back and forth and being able to, I guess, bounce a conversation back and forth. Well, is basically because of the conversations that we've had with each other, they're so open and we're open towards the vulnerability part. So I know so much about, like, from not just the art and the mentality part, but also like the beautiful women, sensuality, sexuality, how open you are to like just talking to me about all that stuff, is it's
Uh-oh.
interesting, and
Here we go.
but yeah, it's I think that's why our conversation.
Oh,
What's this right here?
raw bass. Hit it. Hit it one time.
Dude.
Hit it one time though.
What?
Oh, you got to drop that beat. Yeah,
Gotta
let's drop that
this
beat,
one.
and then you can just get the beat dropped loud, very, very loud. Oh, louder, please. Wait. Go back to the beginning beat because that's it. The beginning of like all the way up. Yeah. Uh. Yeah. 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 Well, I just need the
Dude.
first lyric and then I can
Oh,
go from
that's
there.
right. We only had the 8 seconds. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh, I
We
forgot
need to
about
get to
that.
the
Yeah.
lyric and then we can, because I kind of know it if it starts. I forgot how it starts.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm Rob Bass and I'm about to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone because I get stupid. I mean outrageous. Stay away from me if you're contagious. Though I'm right. No, not a loser. To be an MC is what I choose. Ladies love me, girls adore me. I mean, even the ones who never saw me, cause the way that I rhyme at a show, the reason why, man, I don't know. So let's go, cause
It takes two to make a thing go right.
it takes two to make it out of sight. That's right, Cannoli.
Yeah.
So what else, man? Any
difficult
other
questions,
Yeah,
my brother.
I gotta go back to asking you difficult questions.
Oh yeah, unless you want me to go for it. You know what?
Yeah.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Are we done with the branding question?
The branding.
Yeah.
We need to do this.
Yeah.
See, the branding, basically, because today I came with the mentality of like, oh man, Rick wants to go into my story, but for me now, I have so much honor for how I want to see your brand at such a high level. What I want to do is I want to basically take my being very intuitive and conscious with like how I organize your brand, so that basically, yeah,
Yeah.
I
sorry.
can get into your psyche, as far as like, remember, we want to create like a vision board.
Yeah.
So the more that I know about your vision, the more I make it into a reality.
Can we do that
Right?
today?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Go for it. Keep going. What's your vision about your
shit.
brand? Yeah,
Also, I gotta tell you.
you do. Yeah, unless
God,
because
man.
otherwise I will be just trying to read your mind. But I would rather you the more visually that you can kind of
I
like.
think I love teaching people.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about like looking at all the patterns of my life and things that have led me to here and friends gathering before the test with me because I was good at explaining what's in the book in a very simple way and at least getting 80% of it so we could all like do reasonably well.
Yes.
And I was a good test taker, man, because I could understand and empathize with the teacher, even based on the way she taught. I'm like, this is what I'm reading the book, going, okay, she's probably gonna ask this, probably gonna ask this. That would stick out to me as the teacher, and I would probably pick up like 95, 98% of the questions, man, from doing that, right? So I always like teaching people, and I don't know, man. I like helping people. I have this obsession with figuring out people's stories, and then helping them figure out, I guess, either understanding how they got there or helping them figure out, you know, how to get there. You know, that's why I like the whole Papa Rick thing because the Papa Smurf character kind of speaks to me as somebody that just helps people figure out their passion, whatever that is. And it's not that you have to stay as one Smurf, but be who you are, lean into that. Don't follow the money, follow the passion, and then the money will come. I'm not saying money's not important. It's fuel for the fire, fuel for the car to get to where you want to go. Not everyone's going to be a billionaire, but hey, if you have the opportunity, if you're lucky enough to have been graced by this game with, abilities, intelligence, creativity, and opportunity because you're living somewhere where there is opportunity and you're not shackled physically, then fucking go for it. I think that's what we're saying here, So whether that's through the whiskey business, which is, and we're always striving for championship level. Like, I don't want to do just a podcast. I want to do a podcast that tells the story better than anyone else, or allows somebody to show themselves better than any other podcast. That's why I like to let the person kind of tell their side, understand them. I don't really like to research too much on like history or past, because I want them to be able to tell me, and then we go from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So is that specific enough for you, Jason?
Yes, sir.
Muchas gracias.
Visualization, your mood board. So visually, what do you see when it comes to your brand? Tell me about the visual symbols, the illustrations of life, the iconic
Me
things.
bringing people together in like large groups. It could be events here. It could be events elsewhere. It could be in a huge auditorium. Tony Robbins style, but different. My style, where people are coming together to find themselves, party. There's music. There's, and he kind of does that, but I think I'd incorporate a lot more interaction and,
Yeah.
like,
And less.
yeah,
just
maybe it's
like
a different
watching.
environment than like a stage and
Right.
just in seats.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
That's
more,
boring.
more smaller. Maybe it's
Yeah.
smaller. Yeah, I don't know.
That is.
But and
I
like
mean,
I
you know
love
what's so
I love
interesting?
the underdog, man. I love helping underdogs get to their goal, because they can if they just open their mind. Like, I love doing, I'm working on a documentary right now with somebody that's super talented that, is coming back and has an amazing story. So that gets me excited. So whatever excites me, I want to figure out. And I don't always know how I'm going to work with somebody, and it just plays itself out. And sometimes it's just me connecting them with somebody, and that's fine, And sometimes it turns into someone that ends up, being a part of your creative direction, like you. So
Icon symbols. What are
For
some
me?
icon symbols
Oh.
that you're? And you're. Let me tell you this. You're Ukrainian. You know that the symbology of Russia is so powerful in brand
I'm
designing.
not really, I'm a man
Like,
of the world.
yeah,
I think we're all one.
but I'm saying, have
Yes.
you, like, for me as a designer, right?
Yeah.
Like I grew up in the design with my education. I studied not just drawing,
Yeah.
but then from drawing I had to learn design, and through design I had to learn from the top designers in the world, right? Most of the top designers in the world, they're from Europe, they're from Russia, a lot from Japan too.
Yeah.
Like, and those are the people that create icons and logos, and the most simplified icons, but the most powerful. So that's why I want you to think about it like that. That's basically the kind of mentality that I have when I create like a symbol or a brand design for. That's the mentality of what I had when I created Dr. Chills. So for you, it'd be the same thing. I want to get into the symbology of things at its most simplified state, and that would be your brand icon, your symbol. You
So
need
literally,
you
like the
yeah,
Nike, like what's your
exactly.
swoosh?
You need a
Whatever.
swoosh.
I got you.
Exactly.
Well, we have
And
the
it
beard.
doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
It could be simple.
What do you
It
think
could
about
be,
the beard? And I'm not saying it as a defensive question at all.
Yeah.
Let's start there, since that is sort of what I'm using in place. And I like
Yeah.
it. It's actually the only thing that I liked. I've tried creating brands with others before, and it never
Yeah.
turned out the way. And this really turned out well. Josh,
Yeah.
great job, brother, making that happen, taking it on himself, and at least it gave us like a symbol, something to, I don't know, think
Yeah.
about, because it's like a visual to reference. It's like I think of it as like the star on top of the Christmas tree. It's like, it's just a symbol of the tree. You might have other ornaments on it that are beautiful, and the tree itself is beautiful, and there's this whole visual, but the ornament, the icon, helps you quickly remember in your head. Like when you see the swoosh, which is the star on top of the Nike tree.
Yes.
It's not the only thing. They have other symbols, but it's the one there. And when you see it, you instantly get a rush of advertising, colors, lifestyle, athleticism, coolness, brand, like brand identity. Like, and it's the same for a person. Like, you remember somebody through some kind of visual that
Yeah.
you log. Maybe it's your face. That's why the face is so powerful, because it's the window, like the eyes are the window to the soul.
Yes.
So like the the Dr. Chill icon is already out of the gates powerful, because somebody's face is what you connect with the best. That's what people click on when they see pictures being posted. If you're far away, there's less likes on average. When they're up close, there's more likes, by the way. All things being equal, like good quality pictures, if you're up close and they connect with your face intimately, they're more likely to like it. That's like a study that was done that I learned from, I think Ty Lopez actually said that. So props to him.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's not something I found out on my own. But the point is, like, maybe that's something to think about, that it's whatever. Maybe it's because the beard gets the face and it has the lips. There's a shape to it. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, that looks like you, even though it's very subtle.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that as the icon? Is it something
mean,
past that?
I think
Can you enhance
I
it?
really like
Can you
it.
enhance it?
Of course I could.
Well,
Yes, I
can you
could.
try?
Absolutely.
Josh is not married to it, although he's dating it. He will be sad to see it go, but I feel like you can still have a relationship with it. Like,
Absolutely.
make a cool necklace, hang it in your room, like keep it around. But it could be replaced by a better icon.
Right. I mean, this is how I look at it.
Think of it as the
I-
original. There was probably an original Nike swoosh,
Yeah.
and then they went like, "Oh, let's just arc it a little bit." Okay.
Yes. This is
Maybe
how
there's a little gray in it now.
this is how I look at it when it comes to like a lot of these brands and they're iconic, and I try to see how monetizable the brand symbol is. So what I do is think about it like this: if you were to put the beard on a T-shirt, do you think somebody would buy it?
Yes, possibly.
Yes, possible. So when I create like certain icons that I actually make, and I put a lot of intuitive focus on it for its success, I make it so that it actually will make actually 1 million to 100 million in value. And I basically look at that because now it's about creating an icon that's sellable like Nike, because just like the swoosh, are you able to put it on a T-shirt, and is it sellable? The answer is, oh hell yeah, it is. That's the kind of answer that you want for a design, instead of like, yeah, I think it'll sell. I think it'll sell, but not the how you know something will sell. It's like oh hell, that's it right there. Get that on a T-shirt right away. That's what you want.
Right.
And so that's what I focus in on.
I have an
with art,
idea
yeah.
for you that I just thought of, that we bounced. Sorry,
Yeah.
around. That's some shit. Whoop. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Smooth.
This is the blue moon.
It's not good unless you cough.
Yeah.
My dad gets concerned when I cough. I'm like, Dad, that's how it gets in the lungs. Don't worry. So the beard, I was just thinking, what about doing something with the beard that's like, for example, putting gray is also a symbol of like, I am definitely authentic with my aging. I don't want to color my hair, and I don't judge. I love whatever somebody wants to do with their hair is do what you want. Maybe I'll dye it pink or something. That would be kind of like the beard. I would dye the beard pink, or like the white parts pink for like a cause or something. But I thought, like, what if the symbol is a beard, but it has like an interesting white design, like a lightning bolt that shows like strength, power, and wisdom. Because the gray is wisdom. It's like you've been through a lot. Because you know what? When you look at my pictures before I bought the indoor soccer place, and Felix came along, my 3-year-old, I had no gray. So that's on you, buddy. But
all
what
you,
if it's
buddy.
but I embrace it, because this is I get so much power from those challenges. Ooh.
Can I tell you
I had to
something?
rise up every time that shit got hard. I was like, okay, I got to go to another level. Oh my God. I thought I was already there. No, you're never there, man.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I want to throw this at you as well because it'll. I want you to expand your creative freedom.
Sure.
You know, so
You want me to shave my beard?
no,
Just kidding.
the beard and the physical side of how you look is just one ideology of a symbol, right?
Right.
I see. Me and Dr. Chill, we chose different paths. Dr. Chill's path was his face as the symbol, right? My symbol, I did not choose to use my face.
Right.
What I decided to do was I decided to use my initials,
Right.
J and the L, and then I put a dot on the top, right? Because I wanted to form just a simplified human being, right?
Bro.
In the form of an icon, which is this symbol is my high-end luxury brand of identity. But I didn't want it to be about my face. It's beyond me.
Right.
Like my
And
brand.
what if my
is
beard
like-
goes away?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to be married to
The gray is going to change.
Yeah.
Right.
You can come like I would in my suggestions.
Yeah.
I took that route, but Dr. Chill went the face route. I only gave him that route on purpose because he didn't have he didn't tell me an icon or a symbol. He didn't give me the vivid information. He just said, "You create what you ever need to, whatever that you feel." So in my mind, I was like, you know what? I can make his face into an icon. I know I could do that.
Right.
So I just really
I
embraced
think it really
that.
works for him, man.
Yeah.
He has, because he
Yeah.
has such a unique face.
Yeah.
And like the glasses, the shapes, the glasses, the
Every
nose,
day.
the lips, the beard, the handlebars,
Yes.
the reflection off the glasses that you can do anything with, the hat.
Yes.
So much to work with, so much style and
it's
character and depth and layers and you can make this kind of very easy to see, but then you go into the detail and there's like interesting detail behind it. So it's I think it really works. I really like that, man. That I didn't know it was your initials.
Oh yeah. These are my initials.
And it's such a universal symbol. Like it's like it's simple, but it's also like unique because it has your initials and it's you made it unique to yourself because of the JL. That was very key, but also you don't need anyone to even know that it's a JL and it looks amazing. So great job.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I wanted to also symbolize one of my most favorite artists, Leonardo da Vinci, the Vitruvian Man.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do that in a futuristic sense of representation.
Love that, bro.
And I made it in a most simplified sense of design to be sleek, almost in the essence of a Ferrari or a Lamborghini customized design. And so this kind of symbology would go very well in a futuristic manner on spaceships, also on rockets and vessels. Yeah, that's really where I was looking towards the future as well.
It looks like a spaceman.
Yeah.
It could be a spacesuit. It could be on a spacesuit.
On a spacesuit.
I see it on helmets.
Yeah.
Like, because he looks like he's wearing a helmet and it's a cool, like.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that's great, man.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yes.
Okay, so then what can you make one?
So your
What would
icon, you
make?
just have to think about it. Like I said, I could tell you
What do you see?
as your icon.
Yeah.
It's really up to you. I can go. Do you like your letters? You like your initials? Do you like
RD, yeah.
RD.
I think the reason I took on Rick Dukhovny as my main page is like because I'm just saying, hey, that's my name, so I might as well brand my unique name instead of something that could be represented by somebody else.
And also you can take it another direction as far as the creativity. It doesn't even have to be your initials. It could just be like an object of something. Somebody can say like a hummingbird
Right.
is my symbol, and
Right.
then that I can organize that to be the most beautiful.
Well, I'm just
symbolic,
curious
you know.
before I taint you,
Yeah.
like I challenge you to tell me what you would do if you had to make my symbol right now. If you had to draw my symbol right now, what would it look like?
Man.
You want the tough questions, man. So don't be afraid to make a mistake, Jason.
Let me see. I'm
Mr.
gonna freestyle this
Argad.
one on the top of my head. Freestyle this concept.
Hey, man. You got 10 seconds. That's very generous of me.
it would
Awkward
be
silence.
Zangief crying with a tear and then a podcast mic in front of him. Visualize that. Except you.
Zangief has
It
a
would
beard.
be you.
What if it's a beard with a mic and a tear?
The beard,
I like
the
simplicity.
mic,
I gotta say,
and the tear. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't like RD is cool because like think of it as like could you put that on a hat or no? Would I put myself on a hat? I don't know. It would have to be about what I stand for and not me. I don't want it to be me. My if there's an icon, I want it to be what I stand for.
You don't want it to be you,
Which
your
is-
face, right?
Which no, that's just the podcast.
That's
I feel
retarded.
right
Yeah,
now.
that's like okay, that's for
Yeah.
that. But for your
I think
brand,
it was like a lot because there's other brands that have our beard, right?
for your
And
brand,
yeah.
your brand.
it's a good start.
Yeah, you don't, and like I said, you don't need it to be your
Honestly,
face.
for what we did up till now, I think the beard was the right thing because we were just like we wanted to jump in and we didn't want to waste time trying to create this like $1 billion brand. And if we did that, we would never get out of the gates. We said, hey, let's have something. So it's like something that is obvious. So at least the beard right now is obvious. But if I'm thinking of myself as like a limitless entity, then the brand shouldn't be just a beard because I'm not defined by my beard. It's just right now, I don't even like to me, my beard's gone bigger and smaller because I don't want to be stuck on one look and that's, oh my God, I'm paralyzed. I will shave it at some point. I think it's been 20 plus years for the right moment. For sure.
Yeah,
Josh is saying no.
don't do it.
I would do it for the right, like if we did a charity event and I had
Yeah.
to shave my beard for the
Yeah.
charity in front of my kids, in front of my 3-year-old, I want them to see. I want to prepare them. Hey guys, you want to look or don't look, or we surprise them after. Oh, I can grow this out in 2 months, man. Don't worry.
Who would you
But
shave?
but I would look very different.
Who would you shave it for? Would it
don't
be
know.
for the Queen of
No.
England or
No,
or
never.
Who would it be for? Would it
For a
be
good cause
for-
that I believe in, like getting people that are struggling in life sustainable onto a sustainable path, like teaching them a career, they're finding their passion, and then teaching them and giving them a job opportunity, or go live on, or somebody that wants to go live on Constellation Farms. You know what I mean? Like that would be something.
contribution?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm thinking.
Shave the beard for a purpose.
Like for a purpose. Like let's say we're raising money for let's say we come up with a great idea that I really believe in. It's like, oh shit, we want to do a Kickstarter campaign to raise money. We want to raise $1 million to put together some work training programs on Constellation Farms. That's a great idea. Like, it's going to cost money. We need people to go out there, train people, and find people that are in difficult times right now that are like, oh, I'm interested in that. That's exciting. Interview them and go, are you sure you want this? Yeah, I want to learn how to build structures. Cool. We have a job for that. You get to live on the farm, but it comes with like a budget. You know what I'm saying? So that would be something if we said, hey, let's do a Kickstarter and I got to shave my beard if we hit a certain dollar mark. But people would have to care that I'm shaving my beard. The number of followers I have ain't looking like $1 million right now. So maybe that's something.
You get to have like the biggest beard in the world, and there'll be like everyone's like anticipate like.
I
This
could
guy
grow it out
gotta
more.
Cut his beard, dude.
So that
Why
could be
would
an
you let it
interesting
grow?
like lining of events for our producers here to say, hey, maybe I start growing it longer. And in 3 months, we're now sponsored by somebody. We're putting some ad money behind our, posts, behind our clips. And now we're growing our following. And now I'm going to shave my beard. It should be when I get to a certain number of followers, maybe.
How long would it take you to grow a
about that?
beard like Santa Claus?
Fuck. Like Josh.
Like Josh.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Even beyond Josh.
Should I do that, you think?
Like,
do you
have
guys
you
think?
seen those guys, the huge beards, like all the way?
Yeah, I don't know if I
Huge.
want that.
I mean, talk about a spectacle.
Yeah. I can go longer. I
But
want to
yeah,
go like
but
braid
like a
length,
big,
where you could
long
like braid
one,
it
yeah.
and it looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right now, it wouldn't be a cool braid. Be a little braid.
Right now, you have it at Leonidas.
Leonidas?
King Leonidas.
I need to go bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm compensating.
If you want
for
to make
something.
like a spectacle out of it, you know, like
I used to think it was my double chin, but now I'm wondering if I'm trying to cover up something that's lower. Grow it low. See what I mean?
yeah.
If you grow it long enough, you know, cover up everything.
I would
the
say,
belly.
in my opinion,
It's the belly.
in my
Cover
opinion,
up the
I would say play with it because you have so much thickness. You know what I mean? That means it's gonna grow. When it grows big, it's gonna be like
Right.
I have a presence,
Oh yeah.
right? So
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like a mane. It's like a lion's mane.
lion's mane, exactly.
Do I need to grow my hair out too? This feeling like a little.
Nah,
bit
I don't want
Moses-y.
you to be
Do I need
hot.
to like a stick?
I don't want
need
you
a
to be
stick.
hot, you know? Yeah.
I don't want you to be hot.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna
need
be
a. Can we
hot,
put a
man.
little fan in there? Bro, I'm serious.
You're gonna
Like,
need some beard
when it
grooming.
gets to this length, I'm gonna like do a little cutout and
Beard.
just put a little fan that I can just. Ooh, put that back. Right?
Dude.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Because it would get a little hot. So no top hair. I'm good with that. I can
And
be
you know
like,
what we're gonna do when it grows so far out and you just like you're tired of it, you
Yeah.
want to you want to shave it off.
Right.
Then we're gonna like shave just this part right here.
right. Well, dude, you know what?
And you're gonna,
Oh
it's
my
gonna
God, I
be all
just thought of
long
a great
right here,
idea.
but this is gonna be gone in the middle.
Jason, you're going to love this
That's
idea.
gonna be the best.
You're going to love this idea. I will appoint you creative director of the shaving.
Of the shaving.
So you can be like, all right, guys, let's clip here, and take the right side off. Perfect.
Yes.
Oh my God, is that RD? Oh shit, that's RD. That's the logo. That's the logo. It's initials in my beard.
Initials in the beard. Imagine if I did that. I art directed that. You have an art god doing your beard.
And an NFT hologram, 3-dimensional, like rotating image of my beard.
Dude.
As it's being clipped into RD, and then you go, and you just like it prints the RD into your mind because it's so magnificent. That 10-second clip is just what just happened.
Yes.
How did they do that with a butcher's knife, and so quickly? And he just stood right there and took it. He could have been killed. I don't know. I'm just thinking out of the box.
Yes.
That would have to be one magnificent beard, man.
Did you know that?
I guess I could do it. That's the thing. It is in my tool belt.
Yeah.
All right, I'll consider it. Producers,
Beard grower.
put it on the to be discussed at our next meeting.
Yeah. I see Rhythm growing a good one too, right?
How
Rhythm.
about me and Rhythm have a fucking beard off? You
You
too.
have a beard off, yeah.
And we shave it all when we get to a certain goal, and we talk like WWE shit about each other's beards. Like, bro, it's nice that you're able to grow it that long with a child's beard.
Yeah.
That's really good, Jason. Like, we just talk trash. And you're
Yeah.
like, you're just jealous, Rick, because I'm not compensating for anything. And I'll be like, motherfucker, you want to measure right now?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Rhythm's got an interesting beard
He
too.
does, man. Beards
his,
are
like,
kind of
his-
in right now. Let's do something with it.
Did you know when I kept growing my beard and I never stopped was King Leonidas at 300? I
Yeah.
never stopped. I was like,
Interesting.
I looked at the beard so different after I watched 300.
You leaned into your masculinity.
Man,
It's kind of a masculine thing.
It is. It is.
I'm not trying to talk shit
Yeah.
on people that can't grow a beard, but I do think like people that can't grow a full beard, like this guy I know, he's like a photographer. It's like it's where some of the aggression comes out, right? A little bit where it's like, you know, no matter what I do, no matter how good I am in bed even, I'll never grow a beard unless I get that treatment. And then you're like kind of admitting that you couldn't grow a beard.
Yeah.
So it's a masculine thing. But
It is.
I'm not saying you need a beard to be a masculine man. It's
Yeah.
just a symbol of masculinity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a lot of bearded men that are
Yeah.
extremely feminine, which proves my point. I'm just talking trash because I know Josh can't grow a full beard, but is a very masculine man.
So look at this analogy right here when it came to 300 about the beard.
Do not edit that out for the record. You heard it here, guys. Guys, this is contractual. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Keep it in. Yes.
The beard. The beard. I thought about this analogy of if war is going on right now, right?
Yeah.
This is like King Leonidas.
Right.
War is going on right now.
You follow the guy with the beard.
Are you
Hello?
A inside of your restroom in front of the mirror like cutting your hair, making yourself look nice, doing that? Or are you prepared for battle? Are you battle ready? Always trust the bearded one. Because the bearded one is not inside in front of the mirror trying to see if my look is good or perfect, because it's nothing to do with that. You are training for war. We're at battle and war right now. Now you would be in the forefront of the war, and your beard would not be of any importance. Of course you would be growing out. That's why the beard is so intense for warriors, because they're not in front of the mirror. It's not vanity. This is like I'm training and that's why I love the beard. The beard is the masculinity of an animal, of the lion coming out. Like you said, the mane. That's why I embrace it so much.
Very correlated to my growth.
Yeah.
And as I've grown into a more confident person, it's gotten longer, and I've allowed and I'm just saying, my wife not liking it grown out is part of my growth, to be okay with doing something she's not 100% with. As much as I want to please the people I love, I'm like, well, this is just what I want to do right now. And that was part of my growth, to go against that, because old me would have been like, okay, I'll just shave it, I'll just trim it. But that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't tell her how to do her hair. Or I love her, I want her to be happy. Do whatever you want. Don't honestly do whatever you want. Like, you should make yourself happy first.
Yes.
And she's cool too. So she wasn't like pushing me. She was just like, I don't like it. And I'm just being honest. I'm like, thank you for being honest, but I will keep that in mind.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm not saying you need that. I'm saying maybe for me that helped me. It was
Yeah.
a symbol for me.
It was.
It was like, it could have been other things. It could have been the way I dressed. It could have been, which I did that too. Like, I dressed more like I wanted to, louder jeans, louder shoes, whatever. And that's part of the growth, man. Being able to step into who you are.
Come on.
And
You
not
saw.
worrying about what people are going to think, man. See?
You-
I want to wear a hat like that and not worry.
You remember.
I would worry if I was wearing that hat, Jason.
You remember Gladiator? Remember in Gladiator?
Yes.
Russell Crowe's all up in there with the beard coming in. This is the real gladiator walking in. And then you have the king coming down, right? To meet the gladiator. The king is like all nicely. It's like a baby, all shaven and everything. But Russell Crowe, man, the bearded gladiator. Savage.
Right.
The warrior. And man,
it's a great image, man.
It's the imagery, right?
Right.
It's like, man.
But if I go longer, it's going to be more rabbinical, I think.
If you go longer, it'll be
I don't know if
epic.
it's going to be epic.
Epic, yeah.
And I'm getting in better shape.
Yeah.
So correlating that, because
Yeah.
it's more of a contrast where you go, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't realize, which is good.
Dr. Chill called it your antennas. Your antennas are growing
Yeah,
when you grow it out.
right. Maybe, man. All right. I got to
Yeah.
say something for the record, that you are the only person I've ever known,
Yes.
met, seen in the world that can wear that hat, a Jesus hanging on a cross on his shirt,
Yes.
and pull it off the way you do.
I appreciate you so much.
Right? Like, I'm serious when I say, like, it's not that it's a bad hat. I would look good in it. We can prove it if you want. But Me and hats don't do well. I need like that's why you always see me in one hat, and then it's like another hat later once this one's not good anymore.
Yes. Thank you. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that so much.
It goes with your confidence too, and the fact that you're an artist and an art god, that you're like automatically you're basically saying I'm going to do what I want. So under that guise, you get ultimate freedom. You don't have to go. People go, oh, he's the art god. You can wear any hat, really. You can wear a hat that's not a hat, and people will go, oh, he's the art god. That's the good thing about what you're doing is like nobody can put limits on you, right? And you decided that. You could have said, I'm not the art god, and yes, I can't do certain things. I can only wear hats that are hats. But you said, no, I'm coming at it from a creator standpoint, meaning God can create anything. Therefore, I can wear something that's not even a hat. And because I'm the art god, I can do that, and it totally matches my image because everything does. Everything does. You get to wear whatever you want. You get that? You get to have whatever beard you want, whatever hair you want. Because you're the art god, everyone goes, oh, yeah, he's the art god. Your shoes could have paint on them, or they could be different. You could have paint all over you, and then, oh, he's the art god. You could be crying violently, and they go, oh, he's the art god. He's expressing himself artistically in an emotional way right now. You could be a WWE character once in a while at a podcast, and then people go, oh, he's the art god. That's right. He can have an outburst and go, I'm just trying to get a reaction out of people. It's fucking brilliant.
Yes.
It gives you ultimate freedom.
Ultimate freedom.
It comes with the
Yes.
price of people that go like, that just annoys me and I don't want, that just makes me uncomfortable, right? Like the God thing, he's taking God's name in vain or whatever they think. But I don't agree with that because it's just a word. You
Yeah.
can define it how you want.
Yeah.
I like taking words back and making them yours. Whatever it is that, any word that bothers you, take it, redefine it, put out a dictionary. I will buy it, make it official, done. We got 3 minutes, according to the producer. Jason, this has been very amazing. I don't even realize at this moment how amazing it's going to be because I needed to let it marinate a little bit. That's what I do.
Yes.
But I'm feeling it even right now, man. Like this has
Yes.
been a really interesting, open, almost like too open, but not too open conversation. And it like was long, and I don't know what we're going to release, not release, but I think we should just release all of it and let people flow with it, including
Yeah.
the interruptions and everything. And
Yes.
get to be a part of this experience, and then we can clip it up and put out clips and topics and music happenings misunderstood.
I told you too.
too.
What I
Yeah.
want to do with you guys is beyond the podcast. Remember my
Beyond the podcast
beyond the podcast.
with Jason the Art Godly.
That's actually a great great
Dude,
show right there.
Beyond the podcast.
Beyond the podcast.
It's kind of Star Trek-y. How do we segue into a wrap up? We've got 2 minutes. I just did. Boom. See what we do? Whatever we want. Goodbye. Just kidding. So, Jason, dude,
Yes.
honestly, this has been fucking amazing. Let's do another set.
Yes.
We can still hang out.
Yes.
I think our producers, one of them at least, I'm not going to name names, has to go.
Can I say something
they have
before
personal
we
lives.
end this in
Yeah,
3
yeah.
minutes?
Let's do that. Yeah. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. 2 minutes?
2
What do we got,
minutes,
producer?
3 minutes. It's
Just wrap it. In how many? Doesn't matter. We
Doesn't
got 30
matter.
minutes. Go. 30 minutes? Dude, he just said it doesn't matter. Is he lying? He's not a
Dude,
liar,
man.
dude. I stand by Josh's word.
I do.
He said
too.
it doesn't matter. I say 30 minutes is like super
Can I tell
reasonable.
you why Josh?
That could have been 5 more hours.
Can I
and
tell
I said
you-
30 minutes. So
Let me tell you why.
you're welcome, Josh.
Why Josh is. This is actually when I was thinking about it.
Tell me. I
When
want to
I
hear
thought
this.
about the
I know what you're gonna
podcast
say.
scenario with you guys, I thought about it. I said, what can I do real quick to not only just host and be on the mic with Rick and stuff and talk, but what else can I do? I said, I need to find something to where because I keep thinking about genius marketing. So I'm like, I want to be the one that's right here during the podcast shows, that basically helps make the podcast energy level pump up. That's all I want to do. I think that the interviews and the depth are so powerful, getting deep and vulnerable, and then you segue that, and we're exploring that. That's what we did today. It was just so amazing with the music by incorporating little, and then Cannoli coming in,
Ani,
and us,
welcome to the fucking team.
man, us coming up with a jingle. We're basically we're limitless with how we can fix scenarios so that they actually work.
You are an art fucking cowboy.
You
Look at
know,
that.
like yeah,
That is a great shot. You need to get a picture of that.
our cowboy.
Like
Call
the
me
art
Jesse-
god cowboy. You're
Jesse
the art
James of the
god
art
cowboy,
game.
bro. No, the art god cowboy.
Stick 'em up.
With that background, with the wood, it's like such a great shot. You need to get that shot and put it on
Yeah,
something, man. But
I'm a art
Dude.
cowboy. You are so right.
whenever we do wrap up, I need to go with the outro because I'm ready, man.
Yeah,
I'm really amped. Like I feel like you got me amped.
Yeah,
It's been a roller coaster, man.
It's been a roller
like,
coaster.
what the hell's going
Today's-
on? To holy shit, is Jason teaching me another lesson?
It's been real.
He's the master. He's like, whatever you're doing is like, I'm like, oh, is he just trying to teach me a lesson now? I'm starting to think that way. But
Hey,
it's
and
all
you know
about
what? We
being
cried.
open. Yeah,
We
man.
cried.
And then we cried.
Did you
and
know?
then we
Did you know?
laughed.
I foresaw that. I foresaw because I saw you the vulnerable state that you were in the other podcast where you cried,
Yeah, man.
and I was all like, "Man, me and Rick are gonna cry,
Dude,
man." I
I'm not
know it."
surprised
So I just
because you are a very open person. And then if like I hit on some shit, which has been happening a lot lately, because I've been doing things
Yeah.
I believe in, and then it makes me like all like sentimental, kind
yeah
of, because of the struggle and all that, you know.
yeah.
But,
By the way, let me throw this at you.
yeah.
I forgot to say this. One last major thing. I am an art god, so I will be upgrading the visual presence of our background here in the presence of art, right? So that means I want you to visualize the future of the podcast like Pee Wee's Playhouse, baby. So I can upgrade all the visual aspects that make us interesting on camera. We can make Rick's chair into a character. We can make the background right here into like some art that's beautiful and amazing that makes people say like, "Ooh, wow." They have the world of art. That's like Pee Wee's Playhouse. Pee Wee's Playhouse, he went everywhere. It was like interesting. Hey, look at this. The table is interesting, folks.
Right.
You know, like that's how you become a marketing genius. And that's what we need
So
to do.
am I
here.
going to be Pee Wee?
You're like the Pee Wee, exactly.
In what way?
Where basically this is your world. This is
Like
your world.
Rick's world.
Yeah. Papa Rick's world. Like Papa Smurf
Yeah.
had his own house.
Right.
What was Papa Smurf's house like? This is your Papa Smurf
Yeah.
house.
This is
so you
my
have to,
like workshop right here, man.
Yeah.
This is where I counsel people.
Yeah.
This is where they counsel me.
Yep.
This is where we elevate our game. This is where we share stories that help other people
Yep.
elevate their game and whatever.
And like I
See
said,
something from a different point of view, man.
and like I said, right away, ASAP on the business side, monetize the walls.
Sure.
We'll get art on the walls.
Do we have to
sell.
ruin the walls in any way?
No, we could figure it out to
All
like
right.
to make it work.
Because, I'm already thinking about the boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we could figure out to make it work. There's different hanging systems.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome, dude.
Yeah, I have a friend.
That
of
would
mine.
be sick. That's a great idea, man.
I have a
I'm
friend
down.
of mine who rigs anything.
All
So
right.
he's like, it's like,
Boom.
yeah,
He's rigging Smurf.
rigging Smurf.
I'm always looking for
Yeah.
great Smurfs, man.
Yeah,
If anybody knows what kind of Smurf they are or wants to figure out what kind of Smurf they want to be, let's talk.
yes. We're looking for high-powered innovator Smurf.
Exactly.
You know, we're looking for record-breaking Smurfs.
Yes.
You know, we're
Well,
looking.
look, I agree. Look, as much as I want to help everybody right now, I'm really focused on having my spirits company and the whatever I can do with the podcast as much as possible be on an A+ level, like a championship winning level, like where I want to be the best. It's not about winning the award, but I'm competitive, so why can't we be better? We don't have to win the award right away, but like why not? Why are we let's let's be more creative then. Let's do something creative. Same with film production. I got, the things I get involved in have to like grab me because I don't have time. And I've also realized that I'm not going to be as valuable to something I'm not passionate about. It's selling yourself short. Once you believe in yourself, you stop doing that, man. And you believe in the process and say, let me spend more time on the podcast because I know it's going to lead to something, even when it's not there yet. You got to be willing to do it when it's not there, when people aren't listening, when it's not being promoted yet. And then, see, like you get to episode 24 and you're like, it starts feeling like, dude, this is it, man. We're doing something here. Because like you said, you do one painting. Okay, now do 10.
Yep.
Now do 20.
Yep.
Okay, now do 100. Now we're on that, like, it's going to get to 100.
Yeah.
We can't stop to
Yeah.
100 now.
Think about it, dude.
There is no way Josh is stopping before 100, even if he hates my guts. That's how much I know we're going to be at 100, because maybe at 100 he goes, hey, we got to 100, man.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm out. But he'll never stop before 100. So
By the
fuck
way-
you, Josh. I got you to 100, bitch.
By the way,
Just kidding, man.
this
We
is
get there together, man.
this is
But
what
people are jumping on the ship now because we actually know where we're going and we're confident about it now. How would you expect an Ani to jump on board where she's like, oh, so you guys haven't started, so you haven't done an episode, so what are you doing? Well, we need someone else. That's why no, man. You got to do it on your own. Lead yourself and then let people jump in. Like, I had to, me and Josh had to lead the way, let's say. I feel like me and Josh led the way, honestly, to give him props. I knew that's what I figured out to help me the most. Like, I need another motherfucker that's going to be being able to drag this shit across the finish line with me. And that's what we did. Just like with film production. I have a team that's willing to drag shit across the finish line with no fucking money, no assets. And now they're getting big projects. That's how you do it. You got to be willing to fucking work, baby, and sacrifice and believe and be confident when you're not confident. Jason?
Yeah. I was gonna
One
say
last thing, man.
Your background's right here.
Yeah.
So I want to help basically on the film side, which will
Yes.
help on the organizing of the marketing, right?
Don't
And
be
then
shy about your feedback, man.
and then the branded things.
Tell me
So
like it is. It's
so
ugly?
far, like right now, like check this out.
Tell me.
Intuitive right here.
Well, that shouldn't be there.
See behind you right now?
That shouldn't be there.
That
and I always
company,
move
that
it,
company Kettler
not to point fingers.
is making money.
Right. I like them though.
Yeah, do you like
so
those
I
guys?
choose them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm giving it to them for free right now.
Dude, to give it to him for free.
Tag them.
Now, see, that's why what I
That's
have to
okay.
do as an art guide to help monetize.
They make great table tennis tables, man.
Yeah.
Outdoor, no problems. My kids
We
love
gotta
it.
get a
And
sponsorship from
I don't
them.
need them to pay me, but if they want to,
Yeah,
send me
sure
another
that they-
table. We'll
I'm
play
sure that they
fucking-
will.
We'll do a tournament here.
Yeah.
With a podcast.
yes.
We could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could have like 5 tables going at once.
Yeah.
Kids tournament, man. Art therapy, kids ping pong tournament. We should put a television screen here with this digital display, dude. What about a projector digital display that's going to display art, whatever? We could display digital stuff and hang art pieces. That should be a digital display, man, with a, maybe a
do
screen
need-
that comes down
You do need a digital display.
and then a projector.
Yeah.
So you could kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
And a projector probably could do maybe, I don't know, hologram shit, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That could be a sponsored activity so that I could be like, honey, you don't have to research anything, because that would always be her job. She'd take that on, but she'd
Yeah.
be like, so I could be like, hey, we already got it.
That projector would be the next step. And then we can monetize already with Twitch and the other outlets of streaming live and just making money
Let's do
live
it,
on
man.
the spot.
All right.
People would just donate like a crowdfunding manner towards us, you know? Which you and I, like, imagine if we did that and we went live and we're like, you know, millions of people are just watching us in the same level as a lot
Yeah.
of these celebrities who got big followings. But it's really for us, like, our people are seeing that, but they're going to feel that in the same magnitude as the world, you know? So that's just going
Well,
to keep
if
propelling
anybody's
us,
still
so,
listening, if this is still playing, if this is a one take, that would be pretty cool.
yeah.
But I think I'm going to like start outroing you the way I should have introed you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
And now, introducing Jason, the Art God, Lee! Jason Lee! Ladies and gentlemen. Fireworks, fireworks. Enter stage. And end scene.
Wow.
I got a little rush, man. I feel like I could go more. I could go more, but I felt I had to
Cannoli
I couldn't give
approved.
100. I had to give like 97. What did you give that one? Honestly.
Cannoli. This is your segment. This is your segment. Cannoli.
Don't forget the cannoli.
Hey.
Don't forget the cannoli.
Hey.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.